Sorry it took so long. Let's check out check out Mari on Daily Dose of Internet. That's what the hell they're doing here.
Ooh. Oh no, not the phone!
Ah, the phone.
Oh. Hi, I'm Mari. Hope you're having a good day, and I hope this video makes today just a little bit better.
And this is your daily dose of internet.
He decided to open up this sandwich box that he forgot about 6 months ago.
Ew, the smoke, bro. Ah, Imagine the smell. Cat! Let's go, W!
Patrz, tu tam, patrz.
Woo! Oh, dang! You guys tech acted. Ew, ew, ew! Cockroach is nasty. That's tech acted.
Or is it?
Ew, cockroach is nasty. That's I'd freak
They
out too.
rescued their dog that got stuck in a hole.
Biting, bro? What a little weasel! That dog is like, you can save me, but I'm gonna bite you like that. I'm gonna make it difficult, bro. Look at that little chonker. Look at him. Look at him.
Don't go back in there.
No! Oh my god! Oh, come on, bro. This
Stupid
dog don't learn. They don't learn. Ooh. Is it coming back? It came back.
Right, high beam him. High beam him. Flicker high beams. A bunch.
Oh.
Whoa.
Right. Nah, get up next. Oh my god. Oh my god, his
Ooh,
wheel
what is
came
that?
off. Holy.
That's crazy, dude. On just one tire.
Here's a good reason for why you should have water in your pool.
Oh, for when it's windy. Oh, that sucks, dude. Oh, there goes your pool. Dude, do you know how loud that must be? And they're all just chilling there at the beach, just being chilling. What the heck? Yeah, no kidding, it's gonna be windy. What were you guys thinking? Wow, I'm glad no one was hurt.
The scientists made an experiment to show how a basic jet engine works by using a glass jar and alcohol.
Oh. That's so satisfying to listen to. Oh.
This poor little chimp didn't like what he saw.
Gotta take it off.
Oh, he didn't like that. He's so upset.
He's like, holy fuck, what the hell?
Look at the little eyes bulging, bro.
This is what firefighting training looks like. In this exercise, they need to be blindfolded and try to turn off the water.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Oh.
They're trying to find the source. Honestly, you know, high respect to anyone who's a firefighter. My God, you gotta be so like physically strong and like, but actually mentally strong too, because you probably see some crazy stuff on there too. High respects, man. What you doing, bro? He didn't like that. He's like,
You
all
guys
right,
like the one from the last episode? So here's another behind-the-scenes look of how a horror film is made.
Oh, don't go there. Get out of there, get out of there. Oh, okay, nice.
That is so cool.
Oh, okay, so they
Look of how a horror film is made.
okay, so they put special effects.
Oh. That is so cool.
That is cool.
That is so cool. And then like they're gonna do editing where his face looks all like smushed.
Looks like he's about to get squished.
Oh.
That's cool. That is pretty cool.
That is so cool. That is so cool. And then like they're gonna do editing where his face looks all like smushed and stuff. That is so cool.
This French guy doesn't know how to pronounce banana properly.
Voilà, tout simplement à la banane, 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 à la banane,
Banana yun. Banana. She was so upset, bro. She was so upset.
For some reason, this baby is always sleeping with their arms up.
Why you sleeping like that, bro? What you doing? What you doing? What is that?
Of all the things that could possibly go wrong, I didn't expect this.
Dude, look at that dog. Oh. You good, buddy? Butterfingers.
This hailstorm was so intense that it started coming through his roof and into his ceiling.
Dude, look at those balls. Oh, that sucks. Can you get insurance money for that? That's
This is what it
crazy.
sounds like when a shark is coughing underwater.
Sharks cough?
So weird.
That was awesome.
E agora, produção?
Eh,
E agora, produção?
eh. What are you doing? What are you doing? That is such orange cat behavior.
So I guess he interrupted this guy that was about to base.
Yeah, I had a friend that who had an orange cat. Well, I'd never go to her place, but she was just a friend from work. Yeah, she had an orange cat, and she used to tell me all the dumb stuff her orange cat used to do. She says they're really dumb, but she loves them though.
Jump.
Oh.
Okay. Ha!
It was her first time in a self-driving car, and she got scared.
But they're willing to feed them, and that's my big thing. Oh,
Self-driving car. Look at her.
It's okay, Margaret. It's trying to get you.
So this is a really smart idea. I guess
Dude, she was like freaking out. She's like, no, no, no.
they make Mona Lisa themed cat beds now.
Wait, they do? I want one. Oh,
This poor guy had no way of slowing down.
why are you going that fast in the first place, buddy? Why are you going that fast?
I just found out that male pigeons like to give flowers to their wives.
Always does this every time we've got dandelions. And he
Oh,
runs back in
Flower.
with the flower,
oh,
gives it to his wife.
oh. Dang, bro. How are pigeons more romantic than like? You know what? Never mind. I'm not. You know, I'm not salty.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for the Me Too movement and also for the for the feminism, you know, saying that all men are trash, all men are toxic, all men freaking grape and essay all the time, and we're monsters, and that we're not needed anymore, and you know, like, I mean, you know, like, why, you know, should we give flowers? Especially just a cold, like upfront flowers. Like, you know, when you just give up flowers out of nowhere and say, yeah, I like it. Here you go. Have a flower. No, they would definitely. If you're not handsome enough, you would get the call a creep or cops calling you right away.
No.
Huh?
Dang, that was kind of cool.
Oh, wipe out. Oh.
Hey, look how fast I can swim away.
Hey,
These are
yo.
called the Ringing Rocks of Montana, and they're strange because they really shouldn't sound like this.
Huh.
How do they sound like that?
These kids are
Sounds like they have a bunch of deposits inside of them, I guess. Like some kind of metals.
waiting for the firefighters to show up to put out this fire.
It's okay. Just chilling, I guess. All right.
Her daughter was busy and didn't want to be bothered.
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah. He's like, no.
This truck that was carrying watermelons got into a crash, so everybody pulled over to steal some melons.
No way.
Free watermelon. Free
I
watermelon.
mean, what do you do at that point, right? They're free.
Yeah, because right there, the company would just claim it as a write-off, and then insurance will pay for their loss. So, yeah, essentially, you could just go ahead and grab a free watermelon, basically.
Melons, bro. They're gonna go to waste.
For some reason, all these fish were spotted jumping out of the water.
Oh, look at all this fish. Well, I don't know if I eat them because they live. I don't think I would catch and eat them because they're so close to the city, and we know a lot of pollution stuff comes off from the city runoff water. So I don't think I would eat them though.
Dinner! Dinner, everyone! Dinner! Let's go! Dinner time! Oh, yeah, you don't mess with me, I don't mess with you! Yeah, you tell him! You don't mess with me! Oh, now we're friends, right? Yeah. Is that a cat, bro? Yo. Hey! That's messed up. That was my dinner, bro. Huh?
These people were,
What?
Hey! That's messed up. That was my dinner, bro.
Oh.
Huh?
Okay.
these people were out on their paramotor when a group of geese decided to join them.
That's cool.
They're just chilling.
Wait, what if it takes a dump? Careful.
They're just chilling,
What is
These
bro.
building workers got caught in a windstorm.
Okay, I thought I was gonna take a dump. Well, that's cool though. You can just fly with them.
They're just chilling,
These
bro.
building workers got caught in a windstorm.
Oh, that sucks.
That's why some of these guys get danger pay for this stuff. Sometimes.
I'm glad no one was hurt, but sheesh. That sucks, dude. What do you do during that? How do you get down, bro?
So why does he look like this?
Why does he look like that?
No
Why
teeth?
what is that? It's not his fault he looks like that.
No.
Oh, no! Not the phone!
Aw.
That sucks.
Oh,
Go
shit.
get it! Go on! They're all
That is
barking.
it. Hopefully I made your day just a little better.
You did! You made my days a little
alright.
bit better. If you want to see the uncensored versions of these videos, then check out my Patreon where I upload all uncensored content as well as some other videos on there. And let me know what your thoughts were down in the comments below. And there's anything else you'd like to see on this channel because I upload every single day. And with that, thank you so much for watching. And remember, everything reminds you of something. Bye!
I gave it like, it was alright. It was alright. Alright, let's see. Leftover and panicking. Oh.
Understand about men is that when you buy a woman a drink at the bar, you are not entitled to take her home. This isn't a free ticket to be like, oh, I'm gonna buy you a drink and you're coming home with me. No. So don't get mad after she leaves after you buy her a drink because she's
This is why, like, isn't that the main thing? Like, men, like, from what I understand, when you go buy at the bar, you go buy a drink for a woman. You're showing that you're interested in her and that you want to either get to know her more or go home and go bang, right? One night stand kind of shit, right? So now they're saying they just want us to buy them free drinks for nothing, or simply because they're women. Nah, I don't think so. Nope.
not interested in taking things further with you.
Shut up!
I think it's time that we all start to just consider the other possibility. I think it's time that we all start to just consider the other possibility.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Do you guys buy girls drinks at the club?
I have before, but I told myself I wasn't gonna do it no more.
Good.
Why'd you stop?
Cause there's girls out here that just be trying to just leech off other guys and shit. So I realized that and I just stopped.
You just
Good,
realize
good.
that over time, they're just trying to get a free drink at the end of the day. And I'm just not trying to give up free money for no reason, you know?
Yeah,
there has to be
exactly.
an end result for something that I'm giving up.
Yep.
Yeah.
What would you say is like a good enough
Return?
return? Yeah.
Our next date, like a proper next date to get to know you. I'm not buying you a drink just for you to end up taking that shot or taking that drink and just going home and continuing on with your day.
You're only here because you're the best of the best.
Brace yourself.
Her phone really did die. I swear to God. I promise it died. Like it died. I swear to God. Wait. She ain't doing nothing. Nothing crazy. Wait a minute. Hold on. It turned on. Hold on. Let's see what's up. I didn't know it was gonna turn on. I just tried like 2 seconds ago and it didn't work. She been trying to text you, but this is real time though. Like I'm figuring it out and it's not working. She really miss you for real.
I miss you so much, babe. Look.
Look, super sin. We promise you.
Oh my God.
Again, okay?
Keep your DMs and your secrets. Bye. Kiss goodbye, no?
Goodbye, farewell, sayonara. It really doesn't matter how you say it, it's just important that it's said. As I sit here, clips keep flooding in with men leaving in droves and women trying to justify why they can't find anyone with a wallet. It makes sense to take a look at what has changed and what has stayed the same, specifically when it comes to character. For men, there hasn't been a real change in that regard, and that's a good thing. We still want the same things, more often than not do the same things, and because of that, we expect the same things. And because men do what they do because they want what they want, no amount of manipulation is going to change that. But that doesn't keep these chicks from trying, and by God, do they try. From false positivity to justifying infidelity, it feels like the stats need to be updated. A 90% loss in quality seems to be more appropriate than the numbers we often share about the West.
She said she too young, don't want no man, so she gon' call her friends.
Hard to miss.
What would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 through 10?
A 10.
You think other people agree with that?
I don't care what other people think.
Yeah.
Confidence is key. Period.
Hey, bro, what would you rate this girl on a scale of 1 through 10?
What the fuck? That look like a fucking lizard, man.
I think when it comes to modern women, lizard seems
thanks for the
generally
follow.
appropriate. It's true that men are naturally more about aesthetics when choosing a woman.
That
That
look like a
whole
fucking
love at
lizard,
first
man.
sight thing is innately masculine. And for ages, women used to understand this and put it into practice. I occasionally look at commercials and ads during and before the 1950s where women would talk about how men prefer proper femininity. They'd share ways to compose oneself, their ideal weight, and proper hygiene. Now, feminists use this in Western classrooms to represent how society was lost. I remember the university years when I was forced, emphasis on forced, I did everything I could to dodge it, to attend a course whose sole purpose was to brainwash students into accepting the new status quo for progressives. They flipped on the projector and shared these ads where women were women, and they were enthusiastic about learning how to be the perfect wife. A little more than half the class would gasp every time there were fitness suggestions or when a well-dressed lady was asked to use less salt. Then, when the video stopped, the self-identified, gender-fluid professor got up and said that they had nothing to fear, that the image in the video was an unfortunate period in history, and that it's great that women don't have to abide by these norms anymore. Then I started to scan the room, and it looked more like a circus than anything else. Dozens of crazy piercings, wild face tattoos, large stomachs, challenging elastic waistbands, and an ocean of smelly multicolored hair as far as the eyes could see. All of them scowling at the image of a normal woman on the screen, wearing a sundress, serving the family breakfast. At least that's what I saw from all the women, the dramatic change of expectations.
I'm calling in about my boyfriend. He was in a major accident recently with like this car, and like, you know, his body was like flailing around in the air and everything, and like he's okay, but it did kind of give me the ick.
Okay.
What the fuck is this? Don't get into a car accident.
I'm out. Yep, I'm out.
All I want this summer is a man that has a job, works out, is a foodie, but also likes to have fun, lives a balanced lifestyle. So
Whatever.
Welcome to the Levi Nick Show, where you will bear witness to roasts, rants, and ramblings about relationships. I drop new videos every day at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And remember, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So if you can't take the heat, please get up out the kitchen. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications of future videos. It was good to have y'all out. Peace.
Oh, it's just seeing. Oh, 16 hours. Okay, that's 21st. I thought it was right now. Whatever.
Does anybody have any disagreements that they've heard from previous shows? Maybe you've seen a clip of Andrew, maybe you've seen a clip of me. Anything you disagree on that you've heard?
I have a disagreement.
What you got for us?
I don't know if this is a position that you actually hold or if it's a position that you hold more for the sake of the argument, but I don't agree that women should get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's my only disagreement.
Okay. Do you believe in equality?
Like how it is today.
No, just believe in the principle of equality.
No.
You don't. Okay.
Like I'm not a feminist.
Not a feminist.
Yes.
Okay.
So what types of things would you like to see more unequal in society?
Well, this is kind of a hot take, but I really don't think that women should be in politics.
Yep.
And I really think that our country wouldn't be such a dumpster fire if women couldn't vote.
Okay,
Hot
so
take.
if what you're doing is
Their reactions, even her.
I think that our country wouldn't be such a dumpster fire if women couldn't vote.
okay,
Hot
so
take.
if
Her
what you're
too,
doing
her
is
too.
you're creating the
That's how she looked
That
at
our
her.
country wouldn't be such a dumpster fire if women couldn't vote.
Okay,
Hot
so
take.
if what you're doing is you're creating the regulation of saying that women don't have to be drafted, but they also can't hold political power. Neither myself, well, I wouldn't. I can't speak for Brian, but I have no objections to that.
Right.
I think I think that women should be able to vote.
That's insane. That's insane.
Well, but I mean, I'm talking about the logic of it.
Anti-woman.
So all I'm talking about is whether or not it logically tracks that if your position is, I don't want women to be drafted, but men should be drafted, and I believe in equality, that's a position that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But if it is your position instead, no, I don't want women to be drafted, but in lieu of that, I'm going to make sure they have no political power. So therefore, men get political power, but they must be drafted. That makes sense to me. So whether or not you agree that that should happen, it's still not a position that I think is illogical.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
So let's take time to go back in the day. Let's go to history now. So there was a time when women couldn't.
Oh, there's the feminist, the feminist propaganda. Here you go.
vote. There was a time to go back in the day. Let's go to history now. So there was a time when women couldn't vote. There was a time where there was 1800s where we were treated as slaves. When men have the upper hand, property,
Erroneous.
we were treated as
Erroneous.
slaves. But then on top of that, they're one of the first people to even discover space and how a rocket could go up to space is a woman. Women have intellect. When a man has a wife, she has intellect to guide him in which way he should go. Not every woman is a slut or whatever you want to call her, an idiot. You're basically making a point that a woman doesn't have the knowledge.
My question is, can you name a country that is under Sharia law,
No, I
which is
don't
Muslim
know.
law, where women are allowed to vote?
I don't know. I'm not aware of this knowledge.
You don't know.
Lebanon.
Do you think?
Yeah,
Okay.
Lebanon
Well, do you
and
think?
what's it called? Jordan. They can also women can vote. Yes.
under Sharia law.
They're not under. First of all, Sharia law is like, it's not. That's not Islam. That's not Muslim. Islam is believing in one God and believing the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is the last prophet. That is what Islam is. So all the other stuff you're talking about is politics, and it's not to do with religion directly.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about, I don't really have anything to say about the draft. I don't know too much about army and stuff, but I know is that women should be able to vote, because when the time of frame when women wasn't able to vote, how were we treated as women?
Terribly.
How were we treated? Just
Wait,
give me
hold
the
on. I need to do a
factual
little.
evidence of how women were treated back then.
I'd like to finish.
$200.
It just doesn't make sense. Why would you want to be
And she
treated that
said
way?
I was
Yeah, I'm going to answer your question.
We're treated like objects.
So, if I don't know if you want to get to the super chat first, but I would like to finish the exchange.
Thank you, Gerald.
So let's move back. First, you say in the 1800s women couldn't vote. That's true, but neither could men. So I don't know how that is somehow great for you to make that point, because for most of human history, neither women nor men could vote.
Yeah, I
right?
didn't know that.
Only elites and property owners. For instance, the Republic of the United States, a republic, it was not set up for universal suffrage. Most men couldn't vote, and women couldn't vote. And women only got the vote shortly after men got the vote. Very shortly after men got the vote. So this was very, very close together. Here's another interesting little tidbit for you. Every place where women got to vote on whether or not they wanted to vote, they voted no. They always voted that they didn't want the right to vote. And do you know why? It's because they didn't want to get drafted, and they didn't want to have to take on parliamentary duties compelled against their will. That's why. So it makes a lot of sense if men are
So
defending the country.
you're saying in order for me to have the right to speak up and
Private
choose
chat.
who I want as my president in the place that I live in, I have to go in the war and fight, even though I'm not.
I'm not saying you have to. I'm just asking for the potential of it.
But it's
So here's
like-
what I mean by this. I'll explain it so that you understand. I'm just asking for the potentiality, meaning if there is some threat to the United States that and all men are going to be compelled potentially to go and thwart that threat, then I think that you also should be compelled to go thwart that threat. Or why should you be allowed to vote? You should not have a stake, in other words, to start wars with other countries because you're women, but then not have to fight them because you're women.
Yep, exactly.
How am I starting a war? By voting president? Who's president?
Yes, if you vote, you're voting in politicians. And are you saying politicians don't start wars?
I mean, yes, they do, but I don't
They
think
do.
that. I believe that
So it's
women have a
interesting that
right.
you can vote for somebody who can then start a war which you will never have to go fight in.
That's not true because
It is true.
if I decide myself, if I go to the army and I train my body to be like a GI
That's
Joe,
not compelled.
then yeah, I'll go
That's
join the
not
war
my
too.
argument.
I don't have a problem with that.
That's
I just feel
volunteer.
like
Hold on.
you guys are debunking the woman's mind and saying
Hold on,
she just
hold
because
on.
she doesn't have the physical fit. Go ahead.
Hold on. Okay. Couple things here because Andrew raised a good point. You countered by saying it was 100 years. So when it comes to the right to vote, only 50 years passed between the ratification of the 15th Amendment, which gave all men the right to vote in 1870, and the 19th Amendment, which was the woman's vote in 1920. So only 50 years in America that all men could vote, that women could not. Nick, pull it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Countries with universal right to vote. So, the brown is no universal right to vote. So this means like men and women. The light blue is universal right to vote for only men. The other blue is universal right to vote for men and women. And this is this for the world? Did they just sort of
Yeah,
aggregate?
it's just universal right. Yeah.
Aggregate data. So this trope that there was like long stretches of human history where men just had all this power and women didn't. Most men couldn't vote. Most women couldn't vote. Men, if they wanted to vote, they had to go and die and fight in wars for their country. So their rights.
No, they still weren't allowed to vote even then.
That is true. But I'm talking like for the short period of time that men did have the right to vote and women didn't. That
Even that was localized
It
for
just
most
goes
of it.
back to gender rules. Why do you want to revoke our rights as a
Let me
woman
say
in this
something.
country?
That's not
Let me
my
just say
argument.
something. I was trying to
Not my
say. Let me
argument.
say something. I was just
Oh,
trying to say
hang on.
that.
I'll
I was just trying to
address
say
this
I don't have
point.
anything to say about the draft because
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
not.
but let
I
me
have
address her
enough
point.
knowledge.
So,
But I'm saying.
hang on. Let me
Go
address
ahead.
her point, and then we'll get into yours. I
Okay, go
promise.
ahead. No problem.
So you say, why do you want to take away women's right to X? Okay. I think that this is a valid question, and so I'm going to once again reiterate this argument. If there is the potential that all men in the United States can be drafted and sent into conflict because they all mandatory that they have to register for the draft, period, it's mandatory, then I think if that is true, they deserve the stake to be able to elect politicians who have the potential to start wars. And women who do not have to go fight those wars should not be able to elect politicians who then can start a war that they will not have to fight in. So if you make this concession, yes, I think women should be mandatorily drafted, then fine. Then we can just do that.
Okay, so when men were drafted into World War I and World War II, what were the women doing? You're acting like they didn't do anything. They were taking care of the country. They were working.
They weren't dying for you.
Hold on.
Yeah, but they were taking care of the country, making sure the
Calm down.
foods had the kids.
Calm down, woman. Calm down. Calm down.
Like there was something for you. There was something for you when you come back home. Like they have your kids. They have a responsibility of the gender role.
Hold on, I'll just come in really quick on this. Who do you think is the primary victim of war, men or women?
I think men suffer more. Men suffer more, but women have a duty and they have a role and they have a value.
Okay.
And during
So
the times of war.
What's your answer?
It's all about perception. Do you feel like losing your life in this life? Do you feel like that's the worst thing that could happen to you? To me,
come
I
on.
don't think that because of my religious
Well,
beliefs. I
good. Then
believe.
get drafted.
Right. Well, what I'm trying to say is it's all about perception. She's saying that the woman is not suffering as bad as a man because he's dying. No, he's dying for his country. That's an honor. A woman, she's sitting there to take care of the kid. She has to work. She has to take care of all these things, and she don't have no men anymore.
Wait, so
agriculture, nursing, sickness, nursing, going into the war, helping the people get better. Like there's so many things a woman has to do, and you guys are disregarding.
But here's the thing.
I am disregarding. No.
She's doing his job
to do
any of those things.
I am disregarding it. I absolutely am disregarding it. You're not going to sit here and say that women sacrifice more when it comes to war than men.
I'm not saying
That's
that.
literally,
I never said
yes,
that.
I am going to disregard women's wartime
I never said
sacrifices.
that.
Of course I'm going to fucking say that.
I'm actually happy to get into your argument. I think that, again, you made at least a counter argument, and so I do want to get into it because it is a counter argument.
My whole point is not even about the dang war, because I even just said that in the beginning. My whole point was about...
Your point is stupid, lady. Your point is stupid.
Listen, I'm not... let me repeat your position back to you so that you know that I know what it is, okay? Your position is women are at home and they're sacrificing even during wartime. They're keeping the fires burning. Yeah. They're keeping the houses warm. They're keeping the kids fed. There is a form of sacrifice that women are doing.
Keeping life going.
Yeah. Am I wrong, or is that your argument?
Yeah, they're right. You're
okay,
right.
Great. Then I would like to respond to the argument. Okay, so while I will grant that this is true, you're not compelled to do so. Meaning there's no draft making you take care of the home front. There's no draft making you take care of these things. There's no draft making sure that even at home you're following domestic duties to make...
Yeah, these kind of women are insufferable, man. Like, any guy who's with them is just going to have headaches throughout the whole friggin' relationship. And I bet you $1,000 that these women already had boyfriends and they dropped them. Like after this podcast, I think this was like last year or so, they probably got boyfriends and then he dumped them after. Or if they do still have the same boyfriends, they're going to dump eventually, because eventually these guys are going to get tired of their bullshit. They're constant nagging. They're constantly saying, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And whatnot. And complaining that they can't go to clubs when he says, oh, I don't want you to go to clubs no more. I want you to dress modestly. You know, like, I want you to be my girlfriend for my eyes only. But no, they want to dress a certain way and go to clubs, have fun, party, and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. You can't tell me what I do. You can't tell me do this or that kind of attitude, feminism. You know, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they had boyfriends they broke up already, or if they got dumped. Like, well, usually it's statistics show that women always initiate the divorce or the breakup in the relationship. So they probably broke up with their boyfriends already. I wouldn't be surprised.
Make it better for men when they get back. You're still not compelled. And because of that, you will always face a lesser consequence than men for a war, which means you would have more incentive to elect politicians who could start one.
So you're saying that men who are sick or disabled, they shouldn't have the right to vote either, because they're sick and disabled, they can't fight in the war.
My argument is that the potential, as long as the potential exists,
there are
that
men who
every
can't get
man
drafted.
can be compelled. Every man can be compelled into the armed services, regardless of disability. They could be a fucking vegetable, and the military can draft them legally. The military can come in and draft their asses legally because they are compelled to go into service. Women are not. Because that potential exists, they're going to be far more responsible when it comes to electing politicians who won't start wars, because they have to go fucking fight them. And here at home, the counter argument is, but the women will be home taking care of the fires. Maybe, but they're not compelled to do so.
Yep.
And since they're not compelled to do so, there's no reason for us to believe that they'll
starve?
even do that.
You want to starve? Wait, what do you mean women are not compelled to? You think that they don't love their country just as men? You think that a woman can't love her country just as...
These two are insufferable, man. Insufferable feminists. Like, can't stand women like these. And any young guy that falls for them, falls for their bullshit. Like, good luck, man. Good luck.
Country just as much as men. Why aren't they out there saying?
Why then that's where comes gender roles. So you're saying, well, if a woman loves her family just as much as a man, then why can't she pick up the gun and save us from getting robbed?
No, what I'm saying to you is that if the man is going to be the one who picks up the gun,
you're saying I should be a man.
Let me respond to your argument. I'm saying to you that if the man is the one who you expect to pick up the gun and defend you from the robber who's breaking in, he should get the big fucking piece of chicken, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
He already does.
Yeah, and the reason he does is because the expectation is that he does that for you. So he gets something additional that you don't get. That's how that works. You already treat it that way because of, gender roles.
Okay, so who do you think should get more respect, the mother or the father? Who should get more respect, the mother or the father?
Well, they're respected in different ways.
But who should have
I
the
think
higher
that
supremacy? If you had to
ultimately-
save either mother or father, who
Yeah,
should
when
be
you're
saved?
talking about, stop. I'm gonna try to.
It's all going
All I'm
down
trying
to
to do
the
is
same topic.
understand the question first before I answer it. When you say more in this instance,
Okay,
are you saying? Okay, you don't want me to get clarification
No,
of the
I just
question?
said I apologize. I'm waiting for your answer.
Yeah, I know, but I need you to clarify a point first,
Okay,
so I
right.
can answer.
Right.
When you say the word more in this instance, are you saying that kids should respect dad more than mom? Are you saying love more? Or are you
matters
saying it's a
more?
combination of these
Who
things?
literally matters more? If you had to save a mother or a father before falling down a cliff, who matters more to save?
You're asking him like three different
It's the
questions.
same question.
It's
the
totally
same
different.
Well, okay, so I'll start with the one I just heard, the falling down the cliff. So I personally would likely save the woman, but not because she matters to society more, but because there's an obligatory duty under Christian ethics to do that first. That's why.
Okay, so now you're
And she can create
acknowledging
her life.
the power of a woman. You're acknowledging that women have value in that.
No, I'm
we are not the
acknowledging that
same
there's
as
divine
man. We're not the
command.
same as a man, but we have value and we have power and we have
I didn't say you don't have value. I just said your value is not in parliamentary politics. In fact, you're claiming your value is not in parliamentary politics. You're claiming your value is in a support role at home, where you're, sewing up the fucking socks and cooking the meals and keeping the home fires warm and not out there fighting the wars. So if that's what your duty is, if that's where your place is, then why the fuck are you in parliamentary politics voting to send them into war? That doesn't make any
If
sense.
I have a service to this world, if I have a talent, if I have the knowledge to help this world, I, as a woman, will put my talent to use.
Yeah, but you're talking
So
about gender roles.
why
It's, like,
do you
all
need
over
the
the
right to
place.
vote to do that?
No, it's all coming down to the same thing. It's all coming down to a man being drafted into the war, and they're saying women shouldn't vote because men
Women can
are
have a
going to
voice, but
draft
it is. I agree. I agree with the point where it's like Iran, obviously, women have such less freedoms and voice and whatever it is. I get it, but at age of 18, my brother, or 16, if you don't leave the country, my brother will get drafted. I'm safe. My brother is not. My brother can never go back to Iran because he will get drafted and has to go to war. So for me, I agree with that. Where if you want to talk about gender roles, then yes, there has to be like an incentive, like Andrew's talking about, that it has to be bigger thing for the man versus the woman. I want to bring back the gender roles. I want to be at home. I want to be the nurturer. Yes, you can have value. You can add to society. No one's saying that. But like I want people to have, women and men have equal, but I'm not equal to a man. So if they need to have more rights, more voice into things, then yes, because I'm not going to be able to fulfill the things that men do. I'm not going to go
So
to
you
war. I
believe
don't
that
wanna
you
fucking go to
shouldn't
war.
vote? You believe that you shouldn't
No,
vote
I
as a
can
woman?
vote, but if it comes
no,
to
but
the
he's
fa-
saying that we shouldn't be
If
able
it
to
comes
vote
to the
because we're not being drafted.
If
So
it
you're agreeing
becomes
with
to the
that statement.
yeah, there's a part of it that if it's the politics of war, if we're going to bring back, if we said earlier, if we're going to change things and bring the the man, feminine roles, bring back the masculinity. Okay, if we're going to change things, then yes, there should be a change. If we're going to bring the more masculine, if I'm going to be a stay-home wife, then yes, the man being the masculine, he should have a higher voice.
So you're
Even
saying
as Islam, like when it comes to, we are coming from a place that my dad is the head of the household. In Iran, that's how I was raised. My dad said, whatever my dad says goes. Yeah. So it's, for me, I agree with them, because it's like, if we're going to change the system, if there'll be a change, if the masculinity wants to come back and we want to be in our feminine role, no one's saying devalue us. It's just saying we want to be in our feminine role, so then there has to be a change. The men have higher no, they
somebody
should
gave
have
you
higher
a right.
voice.
Hey, this is a golden ticket. It's your right to speak. She's over here trying to take it back. Like, no, you can't. We don't want
It's
this
not
ticket.
saying speak,
Be
but
quiet.
it's like it's saying, like, if you're politics,
Go
if
back
you're not
to
going to
being
step
the
up
submissive slave.
No, it's not. See, that's the thing. That's the triggers of being submissive. The being submissive slave. That doesn't mean that's
Wait,
because you're taking away a woman's power.
Isn't
No, it's
Islam
not taking
literally mean submission?
Yes, and submission is not a bad thing. Submitting
Well,
is
then
not
don't
a
say
bad thing.
submissive slave.
That's from a woman to a man, not from a woman to her.
Well, I don't know what
No,
the-
a woman, that is an honor when you, in
So woman
Islam,
submitting is
hold
fine.
on, in
That's
Islam,
is
no,
part of our religion.
even in Islam, as it is an honor when a woman decides that she wants to submit to her man.
husband, yes,
Okay, so
agreed.
don't say it's a submissive slave and it's about
I'm
the higher
talking
power.
about taking away your power, what she just said.
Okay,
It's
hang
not
on.
about
To
power.
quote-
You're naming
I found your
get
guy
it.
here.
Taken
To
away.
quote
I'm
him,
saying you still have a voice, but you have a voice
Hang
in
on.
different
And let me make this quote real quick. This comes from your guy that you brought up, Maximus Decimus Meridius, and he says, "When death comes and smiles at you, all you can do is smile back." Right? That's his quote. Would you agree with that quote? from Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Yes, I agree. I just said that during the war thing. I literally just said death is not the
Do you
worst
think
thing
women
to happen.
are on the front lines of the battlefield smiling back at death?
Yeah, because if you're fighting for jihad,
Yes.
jihad is an honorable death. So you're saying you're fighting for your country, you're fighting for justice, you're fighting for your peace in this life, and you die. That's the most honorable death.
Yeah, but women are not. Okay, we're talking about. I don't know if we're talking about hypothetically or what it is. Because the question that I addressed earlier, if we're gonna change things, then yes, I want men to have the say and more control in politics because they do put their lives on the line. Period. That's the thing. No one's saying don't vote. You can vote on different things.
I didn't
but if
disagree
it
with that.
Yeah,
I didn't disagree with that. My point is saying, my whole point is since I started speaking was women should be able to vote.
They should be able to vote, but not into politics.
All right.
It's like
That was
things
my point. I
pertaining
never
to
said
war.
men
I do have to move it on a little bit here. Desert Joe, keeping this in the context of the U.S. and what is currently the law in the books, all men are required to register for selective service draft at age 18 in order to get the right to vote. Women are not. So to bring it back to your original thing, you had a disagreement. You said that you disagree with me that I think women should be drafted. Unlike you, I think women should be able to vote. But with that should come a form of equality between men and women, and that equality would manifest itself as women, after over 100 years having the right to vote, but without any corresponding responsibility, in the same way that men had a corresponding responsibility for men to secure their right to vote. Women should be subject to the draft, because we can talk about, frankly, I think it's going to be much more politically achievable to make women subject to forced military conscription than it will be to walk back women's right to vote. So just pragmatically speaking, we need to move towards what feminists have been fighting for, equality. Y'all can be drafted too. Although even then, even in the case where you were drafted, it still wouldn't be fair for a myriad of reasons. And even if I think I saw something how what they're currently arguing, I guess, in the government is they are thinking about drafting women, but they would not be drafted into any frontline combat. And even if they were drafted into frontline combat, women always have an out, whether they're volunteer or whether they were drafted. What you see happening a lot with military women who are volunteers, before they're about to be shipped out or whatever, they just get pregnant. And if you get pregnant, that's I don't know the exact procedures, but you would not be deployed, and they might just give you a honorable discharge or something, medical discharge. I'm not entirely sure, but you can always, at the end of the day, as a woman, you can always kind of avoid it. So,
see, I think that just instituting the women's draft for equality, I would be behind that and allow voting to continue, because I do believe 100% that were a general draft instituted and women actually feared that they themselves would be drafted, their voting patterns would greatly change and we'd never see a Democrat in office again for the rest of our lives. That's what I think.
Absolutely, because they would at that point have to face the consequences of whatever they're voting for.
Right, a thing which women often don't face, consequences for the things that they do.
Right.
So I would actually like to see women held to account, and I think that if there was a general draft, and I would even go further with the law and say for every man drafted in a war, a woman equally also must be drafted. So in this case, I think that it's complete equality. You would share the burden across the board. And what we would end up with is much more responsible voting patterns from women.
All right, well, you sit down for 9 months and have the baby in your stomach.
Yeah, you spend 20 years of your life raising them like I did.
My husband works way harder than I do. I'm just saying.
What's the argument?
Yeah, do you think I haven't been in the room many, many times watching the painstaking agony that women go through for 2 fucking days? Try it for 20 years. Try going in the most horrific things you can ever imagine for 20 fucking years, breaking your body down for years and years and years. And I'm supposed to kiss your ass because for 2 days you were in a little bit of agony. Fuck that shit.
Okay, all right. I'm done with this discussion.
Would you rather, I'm just curious, would you rather be on the front
Andrew, shut them up.
for 6 months or go through pregnancy?
I'd rather go through pregnancy.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Cool.
I'm a woman. That's what I was blessed with in this life, is to give life.
But you're not.
Okay, so then
What would you rather do? What would you rather do?
What front? World War I? I'll be pregnant.
Wait.
Bro, none of it's crazy because I think like a lot of you don't even have you don't even have a base understanding of warfare at all.
Women face almost zero consequences in modernity yet, and the shit show that is our society today is a result of that. Yep.
You don't even know when World War I is. You don't even know when World War II is. You don't know the absolute barbarism that occurred during these just brutal military conflicts. And so if a woman's never even heard of trench foot, she's never even heard of chemical weapons, mustard gas, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are really male exclusive sufferings that have occurred through history. I can't think of like women who got trench foot. You guys probably don't even know what trench foot is. You don't know what, like if you look at the just absolute catastrophe of warfare, all of, like the vast majority of these absolutely devastating outcomes almost exclusively impact men.
But then why do you
just
ask
don't
for,
know.
Why do you guys
you're
ask
like
for
you guys are
this position of
oblivious and
respect?
ignorant to like the absolute insanity that is
How can I
war.
respect you as a man if you don't want to get up and fight the war? That's
What
my
does
thing.
that
So I'm
have
gonna
to
look
do
at you as
with
a mass
Ever stupid. That's the most stupidest thing I ever heard. Oh my god.
masculine man.
Can
You
I
don't want to get up
respect
and
you as
fight.
a woman
That's
who
your
will,
gender.
who will vote to send people off to a war, but still wants to
Listen,
vote?
as somebody
How
who
can
was in the
you how
middle
can
of
you
Iran
vote
and
to send men
Iraq
off to war?
Because
right?
I'm
That's
having
completely irresponsible and not
because one, that's
respectable
my
at all.
right. And two, I have the ability and the right to give children, to give life, to add to this population. Can men do that? No. They
Yes,
cannot.
you need men's. Stop. You need men's genetic material to create life. It's not
Okay,
unilateral.
but it's
You
through
don't
pleasure.
just whimsically come up with a child in your brain and you're pregnant. It requires male
that's
genetic
true.
material
Yes.
called sperm.
Through
and
pleasure.
after the sperm is injected inside of your womb, then the egg is fertilized. Then there's life. This is not unilateral. This is not something you don't just walk
Tell 'em,
around
Andrew.
and go, "Well, I'm going to reproduce today." Boom. That's not how it works. You need male genetic material. It's totally and completely irresponsible for women to say, I demand the right to vote so that I have a say-so, when you could vote in politicians who send in people to wars, which you then will not have to fight. That's not only fundamentally unfair and undemocratic, but it's also monstrous. It's monstrous to make the claim that a section of society who claims that they are equal and free can then use a different subset of society to go fight their wars on their behalf. That's crazy talk.
Yep, it is.
Burmese
Andrew.
Mountain Tiger, thank you for the 10
Tell him,
gifted
Andrew.
subs,
Tell
and
him.
Thank you for the big 50
You shut their ass up.
gifted subs. Really good to see
She's
you
not
back
too
in the
happy.
chat, man.
He's a decent man. He's a pioneer.
By the way, Andrew
She said
just
something
Burmese
to
Mountain
your
Fight
sister.
their wars on their behalf. That's crazy talk.
Yep.
Burmese Mountain Tiger, thank you for the 10 gifted subs, and thank you for the big 50 gifted subs. Really good to see you back in the chat, man.
He's a brave and a decent man. He's a pioneer.
By the way, Andrew just cooked. That was beautiful, Andrew. Thank you. That was a great one. Burmese
one.
Mountain Tiger, good to see you in the chat, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for all the gifted subs, man. You're a legend. Anyways, I do got to move it on a little bit here from the draft. Why don't we get?
By the way, that was a great exchange.
You know, I was
And
gonna say
I did
something.
actually enjoy the fact that they had arguments. That's rare on the
Yeah, they
show, but you
argued.
had arguments.
They argued.
Congratulations. Hats off to you. I wasn't wearing one, but if I was, hats off because you actually had arguments, and I do appreciate that.
There you go.
You know, I think mine comes from being in the middle of Iran and Iraq war, and you actually hear the bombs going off, and like the fear of having people, brothers, family being drafted. I think that's where it is. It's like I would be for when men have more control if they're being drafted, because when you're in that, when you hear the damages, when you hear the war, when you hear the bombs going over your head, and you have to run for safety, go to a basement, it's a completely different perspective that comes from it, where it's like I would never want to be in the front lines. So for me, if it's like if they're going to be in the front lines, then yeah, I want them to have more power in the decision making of where that war is going to go and what's not going to happen.
Okay, so moving things on.
Based lady. Fails of the week. All right, let's see. Some people doing retarded shit. Oh shit. Yeah, that's cool. No. Idiot. Ouch.
You're right.
Oh.
Okay.
Level 2.
Watch out. Oh, you go. Okay. Nice. You see? Nice white hips. She could have a lot of children. Yeah. Trying to be sexy. Oh. Oh. Oh, look at that. That's not good. They have their heat way too fucking high, man. Look at that shit. It's just all fucking burnt. That's from right there from somebody who doesn't know how to barbecue. Doesn't know how to barbecue at all. That flame's too fucking high. Look at that shit. What the hell?
Okay, that wasn't that bad. Okay, let's try again.
Do it again. You can do it. Concentrate. Yeah, his legs. Oh. Oh. Hey. Is it his wife? Yeah. Oh, your hair, you're more. What the hell? Careful. Oh. Oh, jeez. Like, shoot him right in the face. Come on. Oh. Ouch. Churros. Oh, shit. Oh, he fucking blew up in his mouth. What the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck? Okay. Oh, shit. Let's see. Looking at her hip size. Yeah, it's alright. She could have like probably 3. Yeah, I'd say about 3. She could have 3. 4 if she's lucky. Oh. Oh. Okay, don't hold it a funny way. Just put it. Oh, you moron. Yeah, okay.
Oh, bro. You good?
You good, bro? Oh. Oh, idiot.
Should not go to espresso martinis.
Oh.
Got it? You recording it?
Oh.
Turn the wheels. Straight.
Just fucking. She's laying there. Oh. Oh. Ouch. Ouch.
La verga.
Oh shit. Oh. Ouch. Oh. Ow. Oh. Splash.
Yeah, boy, yeah.
Hey, don't drown now.
Yeah, that's it. Right,
Splash. I was taking the bath. Oh, he fucked up. No good. Oh. Oh, what the hell? Oh. Ouch. Oh. What do you think the hell is he trying to do? Then. Oh. Ouch.
Boy.
Ouch.
What the?
It comes off. Ah. Stupid. Stupid.
25.
The quad.
Watch it, Aaron. Watch it.
Stupid. Ah, idiot. Oh, idiot. Oh. I can't really see her hip size too much. 2 or 3. Yeah, 2 or 3.
The alpacas are just right there.
Should be able to have like 2 or 3 kids, but there. Whoa. Ah.
Oh no.
That one, they're not very wide. She could have one, maybe. Depends. Most likely we'll have to get a C-section. Her hips are not very wide. Ouch. What the hell? He's trying to sit on it. What was this? Ooh, pretty nice. Let's see. Yeah. 2? Maybe 2. Depends. This one too, I think 2 or 3. I think. It's hard to tell. She's not staying. So yeah, but 2 or 3. Oh. Oh.
What's up?
Oh, that one, yeah, hers are, try to see it, 2, I guess. I'm guessing 2 because they're kind of wide, well, not really wide, they're there, but just not wide enough. Oh. There's something knocking. Ouch, poor lady. Oh. Oh, doggy. Where's the dog? Oh. Did you save the beer? Oh, you idiot. Stupid. I mean, you can't be that dumb, right? It's plastic, like. Oh, shit. She bent her neck. Oof. Could have bent her neck back.
No!
Eh.
Stop, please stop.
Onto the tracks. Jesus.
Okay. Okay. 3,
Yeah.
2, 1. Are we done?
Are we done?
Everything?
Wait.
It's not working.
Shut the water off! Shut the water off! Shut the water off! Shut that water off!
Oh. Oh. Hey.
Oh my gosh! Hold on.
Oh. Jeez. What the hell?
Oh my god!
Look at him. Ah! No! No!
It's okay.
No!
It's like attacking her. Oh. Yeah. Kind of ouch.
Look at him. Ah! No! No! No!
No. Oh. Jeez. What the hell?
You got it!
Watch step. Oh.
¿Qué pasó? Se cayó, se cayó.
Ay, no. Quedó en video.
¿Qué?
Yay.
It's not like that though. How did that one came up?
Can you borrow my glasses?
No, that
Fancy
one
numbers.
Oh, you got to wait for it to unlock.
Alright, what the hell? Okay. She drunk? She must be drunk. She has to be drunk.
Oh my god. Oh my.
What the hell? The fuck happened there? Huh. Spoof. Splash. Oh.
I just left.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what do I do? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Head top. No good. What the hell? Steal the food. What the hell? He runs through the water.
Hey, I threw the wrong tweak. Hey. Yo.
Oh, not too bad. Oh, I got all muddy though. Idiot.
That's okay. You guys okay?
Stupid.
Oh, that's for you. Thank you.
Oh.
It's too small.
Oh, kiss my finger. What the hell?
You're away.
Yeah, doesn't he have the right of way? Idiot. That's a roundabout. You have to fucking pay attention to the cars coming with your turn, you moron. Yeah, that black truck there isn't wrong. Of course, let's see. Is it? Yeah, it's a woman. And then what? You just him the finger? Okay.
You're away.
Oh. What the hell was that? Is that a bird? Oh, it's a bird, okay. It's a bird. That cat wants to get that mouse so bad. I mean, that bird so bad.
Oh, somebody getting fired.
Oh. Shit. Oh.
Oh, boy.
What the hell?
Way to go, bud.
Jesus.
Feeling very blessed today. Everything has just kind of been going my way. I know first day back to work after a long holiday weekend can be tough, but it wasn't at all. Actually, I wish I could have days like this every day.
The hell?
Every day.
Oh, yeah. So when you're not paying attention, man, when you're walking.
I was telling my mom earlier.
Oh. What the hell?
Okay.
Her big ass broke it.
Anyways, I was telling my mom earlier, I think I have dog jaw.
Wait,
I literally think I have dog jaw, bruh.
What is dog jaw?
Look. No, see?
Oh, come on. Oh, what the hell? Her ankle. Shit.
What happened?
This was caught in the cam. Oh, jeez.
I was straightening my hair per usual, and I'm like, I didn't put no extra products in my hair.
Isn't it too high, the settings for that shit?
I'm like, this junk keeps smoking.
Huh.
Okay then.
Hey, no way.
Wrong way, kid, wrong way. Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah.
Makeup. Wait, wasn't it the wrong one? Oh, it's dripping all over the place. Ah.
She tried to open the mail.
Pull it. See if you can take it.
Oh. Oh. I'm sorry.
What?
Pull it. See if you can take it.
Oh. I'm sorry. It's fake?
Yeah.
Wait, what? What?
Oh. Something bad gonna happen? No? Wait, idiot. Stupid. Stupid. Stupid people, anyways. Idiots. Idiots. Alright.
The way I think about it is either I'm ugly, which...
Sure. Entitled. Yeah, saw that one already. The fuck? No, Nick. Well, already seen anything else.
Can we please normalize men coming?
Oh, let's see more. The fuck is this?
Nah.
Yeah. Wing taste. Filters. That's old one. It's an old one.
She thought she could.
Hmm. 9 days ago. Anyways, I'm gonna go take a break. I won't be long on. I won't take that long. I'm just gonna, get myself a drink and stuff. So back in a bit there, and we'll check, I guess, those other videos out, and then maybe I'll play some video game. Maybe we'll see. All right, I'll be back in a bit. Don't go anywhere.
He was a master black.
Let's see what the hell they're complaining about here.
The way I think about it is either I'm ugly, which is why guys don't talk to me, or I'm like too attractive that they're intimidated, which is why they don't talk to me. And I don't think I'm ugly, so I'm gonna go with option number 2.
Do you want to know why he's not texting you right now? Because it's not communicative King Spring. That's why. And I know, like, that's hard to grasp, right? But it's fall. And he's not able to communicate right now. He's just not. It's not communicative King Spring. And he doesn't have those abilities in the fall. He only has them in the spring, right? So
what?
We can't judge him for that. We can't be upset with him for that. It's not the spring. It's not his era. So I just, like, wanted to tell you that because...
The fuck is she talking about?
Obviously, you're overthinking it. Like, why isn't he texting me? That's why. And yeah, so just live your fall era, and he'll hit you up in the spring.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. Truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping. Coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Look, I don't know who needs to hear this, but Hot Girl Summer doesn't have a weight limit. Put on some sunscreen and own your shit.
If you want to be treated like a queen, treat your man like a king. It's really that simple. Example, my man is coming back from a week-long work trip. I'm on my way to the airport right now to pick him up in his truck that I got detailed for him, with also flowers, breakfast, and coffee. It is really that simple.
I don't think I need flowers, but it'd be awesome getting the coffee and the food, though. That's awesome.
It is the little things that count. On top of loving them, respecting them, sleeping with them, treat your man like a king, you'll get treated like a queen. He'll forever love you. He'll forever respect you. He won't cheat on you. Wow.
This is what men want. And I know that a lot of women have a hard time hearing this because they always want the man to be doing more for her than she is for him. Because that power dynamic feels safe. But ladies, this is how as a woman, you can get what you want. If you're willing to reciprocate and sometimes give first, because somebody has to go first. If you can do this, you're going to stand out from most women today. Trust me.
I went recently on a 2-week trip to South America. And on that trip, I cheated on my boyfriend of 2 years. Oh boy. But the moment it happened, I instantly regretted it. I cry every day thinking about it. I love my boyfriend with all my heart. I couldn't possibly bear telling him the truth. What would Alex do? Oh no. Girl.
Slut. She belongs to the streets.
Channeling. My first and initial thought here, if you cheated on him, is he really the one for you?
What?
And I know that sounds really bad. Maybe he is really great, and maybe you do really love him, but maybe you don't want a boyfriend right now. It's not giving...
What the hell is this lady to give advice? What the fuck?
To me that you're like 110% like overly obsessed with this guy. I don't know. Oh my god, this one's really stressing me out. If you want to move forward and you want to have a good relationship with this guy, this is the one, this is your man, I think you have to tell him. No. If this is a guy that you are going to break up with, maybe I would break up with him and not tell him that I cheated on him. And you know why?
Disgusting.
Protecting my own peace here.
And this is why her traveling without you is a bad idea.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a good indication if she really loves you or not. If she does, she'd want you to be there with her. If she don't, she'll go by herself or with her friends on a girl trip.
Yep.
And so, if she decides to go without you, that's the end of the relationship and move on. Throw her stuff out in plastic bags and change the locks on the doors.
Yep.
When she claims she loves him, it's because she loves the benefits of having a good boyfriend. She doesn't actually love him because she cheated on him. And traveling is a great cover for women to cheat, especially if it's in another country. The chances of someone knowing her or you in that country is slim to none. And the advice of breaking up without telling him is toxic because it gaslights him into thinking he did something wrong. And in her mind, it justifies cheating because she broke up with him to make things even or to say okay to what she did. She could say in her mind, I broke up after, so technically I was...
Yeah, it's fucked up when women think like that. It's so fucked up.
Single, so technically I didn't cheat. In relationships where the female breaks up with the guy several times, She's just doing it to ride the cock express and then hop back into her placeholder boyfriend's arms. One of the top comments says, "That was good advice, like 100% very solid advice." No, that wasn't. Because the excuse of he's not the one will keep a female single for the rest of her life, which excuses her bad actions, especially cheating. She'll use the excuse to cheat on every man instead of actually trying to be faithful in a relationship. And this is why women keep other women single. Also, chances are the female that cheated can't pair bond and is addicted to new D. Love and cheat can't go in the same sentence. Exactly. When it comes to women, love is exclusively tied to being faithful. A post-wall comments, "When I was 23, I would have given this advice. At 38, the truth does not always set you free." Translation, she got dumped, and now that she's still single, she wishes she was a Decepticon and was never honest so she can have the commitment. But because she was 23 and had so much interest from men, she confused lust with love. Which is why she ended up single.
Where in the world are they making men like this? They do not make them like this in the UK. Like we are. Where are they making these?
Who's gonna tell her? She chose a Fast and Furious actor looking Chad who's a model in LA and thinks somehow this type of man should be in abundance somewhere. Even if dudes like that were in the UK, they wouldn't be there for long. They'd be on a beach in the Mediterranean where there's hot women in bikinis, or in Miami or LA. Why would a dude like that be in the UK where the weather is soggy? And it just proves that a lot of these females, especially used up ones, want the elite of the elite males. Men who can post a video and 600k thoughts would like it. That's like me asking, where's the prime Pamela Anderson type females into the UK?
Naughty boys who don't do what they're told need a little punishment to keep them in line.
My stepdad almost fainted when he saw how much money I make. He was like, "This is what I make. What you make in a month is what I make in a year." So he was like, "All kudos to you," but he was still a little traumatized, you know, but it is what it is.
So they're supportive now of it.
I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily supportive, but I mean, they're not gonna, like my mom is like, you know, just kind of like, I always, you know, if I was your age and I would get my money too. So, you know, but she obviously she doesn't want me to do it forever, you know.
Right. No, for sure. I mean, I think that that's like, it's always nice to have people in your corner and when you can take care of your family, you know, and you seem like you're a very like family.
Just shake my head. Shake my head. Oh God.
Oriented person. You're really close with your little sister too, right?
Yeah, I'm very family oriented. I love my family, you know, and that's one of the like the blessings about doing OnlyFans is kind of like I get to, you know, as much as it is kind of like people are like, "Oh, aren't you embarrassed? Aren't you ashamed?" And I'm like, you know, in some ways maybe people can look at it and like, but no, I have no shame. I'm not hurting anybody.
Right.
You know, I'm not stealing from nobody. I'm not robbing from anyone. I'm not doing anything illegal, and I'm just, you know, making some men happy.
HIV related response. Why don't you date someone with HIV? Well, I don't need to, because we do have such a thing called U equals U, which means I or anyone else who is positive cannot physically pass the virus on to anyone if they are taking their medication as instructed, which I do because I have a strong sense of preserving my life for me. And yes, so anyone else who is positive and on medication cannot pass the virus on. The people who should be worried are the ones who do not know their status, don't use condoms, and don't get tested regularly.
She's really stupid. Really stupid. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Oh.
The women who are on a crusade to end the STD stigma are the same ones who refuse to date other people with their incurable STD. You can't make this shit up, as Kevin Samuels used to say.
Yeah.
By the way, who wants to take one for the team and be the guinea pig to see if Big Pharma isn't lying about their drug that supposedly stops one of their worst STDs out there?
Exactly.
This is the one STD that can kill you. Yes, there are new drugs that allow people to live with HIV, but what if they run out of money, or they can't get access to the drugs anymore? At least with herpes, you'll just get painful cold sores, but with AIDS, without meds, you'll die a slow, painful death. Let's see what the commenters say. Top commenter asks, what about the ones who are HIV and are spreading it? That scares me, that part terrifies me. And someone responds, then I suggest you approach them and tell them they will be arrested and jailed for life if they do that. Not in California. The most gynocentric state in the United States have lowered the penalty of knowingly spreading AIDS from a felony to
The fuck? That's fucked up. In California. Jesus.
a misdemeanor. Someone with common sense says what we're all thinking. If anybody believes that, they are insane. Why would anyone compromise their health? Exactly. That's like playing Russian roulette because someone advocated you won't get shot because only one of the chambers has a bullet in it.
Exactly, yeah.
So some woman responded, "You not really smart, are you?" She is smart. Better to be safe than sorry. There. You've thought you heard it all till a modern woman opens her mouth. The moral of the story is women should keep their legs closed and stay a virgin till marriage because no amount of SEX education can stop one from getting an STD.
Yep. A man's greatest strength, 99% of men do not utilize this. 99% of men have not got the balls to do this. The strength of walking away from a woman. A man these days can't even walk away from disrespect and violation from his woman. Cheating off his woman. He'll threaten to leave. Biggest mistake ever. Never threaten a woman. Never tell a woman, oh, if you go out with your male friends, I'll leave. She'll call you bluff and she'll put that threat to the test. Yep. And as soon as you don't follow up on that threat, respect is gone. Got to be low tolerance. It's the only way you'll be respected. Don't threaten to do stuff. Do it with no warning. Men are so afraid to leave the woman because they feel like they can't get another woman. They're so scared to be single. It's so hard to date out here. Where am I going to find another woman that makes me feel like this, that and the other? It's crazy. But the thing is, you're 100% right. It's hard. It's very hard. Getting to the point where you can just walk away from a woman. We're the natural leaders. They look to us, and if we're just sitting there tolerating it, they're going to take advantage. If your woman just allowed you to do whatever, would you take advantage of that? Yes, you'll take advantage of it. You've got to work on yourself. Everything else falls in line. You can't just settle with the first woman that shows you a bit of interest, and you're so scared of losing this woman that you tolerate the yes, because now look, it's spread everywhere. You've got to have the power of walking away. Any type of disrespect cannot be tolerated, and that's final. No women with loads of male friends. No women with ex-boyfriends lingering around. No women with baby dads lingering around. No women who like going out to the club every week. Women will shame a man for not wanting to tolerate this stuff, and men who tolerate it will shame the men who don't tolerate it, calling us insecure, this and that. No, you're the insecure one because you're putting up with this stuff, and the reason you're putting up with this stuff is because you're insecure, because you feel like you can't get no more women if this one leaves. Whereas us that don't tolerate it, we're so secure that we're willing to terminate the relationship in order to deal with someone that meets our standards. Low tolerance is the key, please.
I just checked my student loans because I needed to get the information to someone, and I started with $80,000. I have been paying for 10 years. Last year, I paid $6,000 lump sum because that's really the only way to get it low. That took it down to $76,000 after I've been paying for 9 years. The grand total is I have paid $120,000 and I still owe $76,000. I think I might be late to the game learning about this. Student loans are really messed up.
Yeah, they are really messed up. So here's what's happening here. She didn't realize that making minimum payments with a high interest rate would mean her student loan balance grows as she tries to pay it down. So she's paid down $4,000 from her original balance while having paid $120,000 total for an $80,000 loan.
Huh.
Y'all, this is the reality of student loans. This is why you can't just make a minimum payments. This is why you shouldn't get on these income-based repayment plans where it keeps your payment nice and low as a gift to you while your student loan balance balloons and balloons and balloons.
Yeah.
It could grow 50%, even 100% if you make these minimum payments. You got to throw extra at it. Use the debt snowball method. Get these out of your life. Don't wait a decade or 2 decades. Take control. Be done with it forever.
Yep.
If you keep making just the minimum payments on your student loans, the interest that is accruing can start to outgrow the actual money you're paying towards your loan. High schools should teach basic finances, but feminists keep on lowering the education standards. And the gynocentric dictatorship wants debt slaves, so people are easier to control.
Yep.
Some woman commented, "Interest should not exist on student loans. I know it's the reality, but reality is wages are not keeping up and it's evil. If witches like you stopped voting for free handouts, then the feds wouldn't devalue the dollar by printing more money."
Exactly.
A chick responded, "I'm glad you're permanently unhappy, TBH. That's funny.
Okay.
Modern women don't really care about each other if they don't have the same problem." Another one commented, "Yes, forget rent, forget groceries, forget transportation, forget going to the doctor, dentist, and pay off your loans at once. Easy." No one put a gun to your head to go into debt to go to college. Should have used basic math to break it all down. But according to feminists, math is sexist. A man finally said what we're all thinking. This is why you shouldn't go to school. Some other woman responded, what a white and privileged comment. Modern women will find anything to blame except for themselves or their ideology. There you go. More reasons why you gotta go MGTOW.
Yes, sir. Yep, MGTOW is the way to go. Men going their own way. Someone there. I mean, she's not even that pretty. Like, dude, you could do better. You could do better. This guy's a fighter. Like, friggin', he could do better.
For context, the MMA fighter proposed to his girlfriend after a loss and got rejected in front of 20,000 fans.
Oh, jeez.
And it just proves that women only want to be at the finish line. Had he won, it might have been a different story. But overall, he dodged a bullet. Because she would have left him eventually as soon as things got hard. Someone in the comment section translated what she said. FYI, she said, after all what happened between us, I don't really think it's a good idea, so I'm saying no in Czech. They probably had a rocky relationship where she didn't show any signs of commitment, and what desperate guys do all the time is that all they think they have to do is to give them their ultimate commitment to get hers, which is wrong. If she was, she'd be committed from day one, and there wouldn't be any drama to start with. Why would he propose after a loss? Exactly. Probably because he actually believed the concept of unconditional love, which the fairy tales and movies promote all the time. Unconditional love is for kids and pets, but both men and women have conditions to be loved. If the woman stays loyal, has a low body count, and stays in shape, and if the man is successful and stays in shape, but mostly successful. Women in Eastern Europe are more traditional, and she saw the writing on the wall, and that his career isn't going anywhere. Wins and losses in MMA are crucial. One loss can set back a career, especially at the lower ranks. Big organizations like the UFC are looking for these undefeated unknown pros and amateurs that can be future stars.
What you recording for?
I just see you in a bikini and inside a gas station. That's why I'm just wondering why.
This is the Blade be selling ass over here, so you can put your camera down.
Okay.
I ain't got no shame in my game. You're being fun. So fuck. I'll break your phone.
I dare you to run in those heels. I'd love to see you. Oh, shoot.
What the hell?
Wow, you fast. Oh, my. North Seattle is lost. Oh, my gosh. And then you see this fella. Hey, bro.
Yeah. He's all fucked
Hey, man,
up.
you okay? You okay, man? What are you on, blues? You on blues? Man, you can't stay on the street, man. It's an alley. Someone's gonna, like, hit you. Can we at least get you off the side of the street?
Jeez. He's all fucked up.
Hey, bro, we gotta get you on the side of the street there, man. All right? Come on. What, you gonna roll?
No.
Nah, man, I gotta pick you up, man.
Just another day in a feminist-ran city.
Yep.
This one is Seattle, Washington edition. Entitled Females with No Father End Up Being Literal Streetwalkers. And they're stuck doing this for life until they're 6 feet under. The future for her is doing BJs for $20 so she can eat that day. And the homeless druggie on the ground is a Fenty addict because the feminist governor and mayor are in charge. I was on Aurora recently and was shocked by how many prostitutes I saw. I used to take my kids up to school around there, and though I heard Aurora was a big prostitution area, I never saw them to 2017-ish. We are seeing the fall of society. An e-hooker makes a comment.
What you saying?
We are seeing...
See what kids would score in there, and though I heard it was a big area.
The fall of society. An e-hooker makes a comment. You are gross for this. SEX workers are human beings. She seems much cooler than you anyway. At least she's not filming strangers and posting it online for clout. It's a public area, firstly,
Yeah.
but an HOE.
Yeah.
As always, I wish you tremendous
Fuck,
success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.
All right. Until next time. That was alright. I'll give it a like. With this one.
Can we please normalize men coming up to women again? I'm so annoyed that the feminist movement and all these like very entitled females now made it like almost basically impossible for a man to never not seem creepy. And I'm just like, here, like, what the heck? If you don't come up to me, I think you're a weak man. And you may not be. You probably aren't, because it'd be impossible for every man to be a weak man, especially at the gym that I go to. But, damn. The feminists really, really ruined many things.
And irony is, she, whether she knew it or not, was most likely living by some, if not all, of these feministic ideologies as well.
Shame on you, feminists.
I think a lot of men would rather be weak and stay out of trouble than to be strong by your standards and be sitting in the jail cell.
I want to know if this makes sense to you, okay? We meet in a bar, at a club, at a lounge, whatever the case may be. You see me walking up, hanging out with my friends, hanging out alone. You look me up and down because you're a man and you're eyeing up your prey. You see that I have a nice designer bag, that I clearly take care of myself. My hair and nails and tootsies are done. We proceed to date. You take me to nice places.
I mean, yeah, I have no problem not approaching women anymore. Like, clearly, there's a lot of these kind of women here are just don't want the average guy. They only want the high caliber guys, like the 8s, 9s, and 10s to approach them. They don't want average dudes to approach them. So, yeah, I have no problem with that. I'm average. Actually, I'm below average. I'm a 4. On the attractiveness scale from 1 to 10, I'm a 4. So, I'm below average. 5 is average. I'm below 5. So, yeah. I mean, clearly, I have no problem doing that. Like, okay, I've been doing that for a long time now, for the past, like, 20 years now. So, okay, sure. All right, no problem.
We do nice things. Whatever, so on. All of this in an effort to get the cooch. And then when it comes down to brass tacks, and I want the same lifestyle that I have provided for myself for you to contribute to. You make a big fuss because it is not your job to do that. Why did you approach me?
Oh my
you
God.
knew from the look of me what it would take. If you think you're going to get a...
The entitlement. Oh my God. Look at this shit. Yeah. Like, this is her actual post, and this is what she actually believes in. This is not staged. This is what she actually believes. And there's a lot of women like her nowadays. Lots, because of feminism. It's fucked, man. The West is fucked. Other countries too, first world countries that are like America and Canada, like, it's fucked. It's fucked.
$1 for 10 cents. You're living in delusion. This is how you men think. You think you can get a beautiful woman who clearly takes care of herself and does everything on her own. Upper echelon of woman, okay? Don't go up to a Gucci and expect a foo-foo, okay? Do you see how stupid that is? Know your price range and stick to it. It's so stupid.
I mean, that sounds great until it doesn't. What you're trying to do, or what it sounds like, is, well, taking care of somebody is one thing. But then if what it sounds like you're trying to do is transfer your bills, no, I'm not doing that. That's not my job. You still have a job. You can still buy some of those things. It's just now you have a partner, so we're going to work together to accomplish the other things that we want to do as a team. You trying to make that man work overtime for you? Absolutely not.
Men, we need you to approach us.
at the coffee shop, at the gym, yes, at the gym. Those of us that are single and open to dating, we want you to approach us. Please, if you see us, give you a signal. If we're giving you eye contact with a smile, if we are making sure to say hi when we see each other often, if we are coming up and asking you for help at the gym, for example, or, you know.
No. For a lot of us, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it anymore, man. It's too much of a big threat of getting called a creep, pervert, stalker, rapist, essayer. Yeah, too much risk of our reputation getting trashed because of one woman lying, with the possibility of any woman having the potential to falsely accuse, to raise false allegations, to call the cops and all that stuff. You know, it's just too high nowadays. Sorry, I wouldn't risk it, and a lot of other average men wouldn't risk it either.
Oh, just little cues, right? The drop the handkerchief moment, so to speak. We are asking you to pursue us. We want a man who takes action, who has initiative, who is confident, right? And I know that there's a lot of guys who've had experience with just being yelled at, right? So don't approach someone who's completely closed off, right? Who's got headphones on, who's not looking at you. But give it a shot. If we're interested, we will be so happy that you took this step. So give it a shot. Be open to it and show us what you got.
I read this comment, and you know, when you stop to think about it, it is disheartening. He said, he was joking at first. He said, "Wear a veil so we know." So he's kind of joking about that. But then he said, "Eye contact and smiles are common courtesy, not a sign." A lot of ladies say, "Oh, if I'm giving you eye contact, then that means I want you to come up." Not necessarily anymore. A woman can say, "Oh, I was just looking at the TV across the street, or across the gym, and you just happen to be there." Then they look at you like you're a creep.
Have y'all heard about the difference in girl hot and guy hot? Because I'm just finding out, one of my best friends is a guy, right? And so he's telling me how women find things on women attractive that men don't find attractive on women. So like lip filler, big eyelashes, all the really exaggerated features that women think are so beautiful. Men are not attracted to that at all. So like, my whole life's a lie.
You see the intent behind what a woman is doing. So if a woman has fake lashes on, you'll say, "Oh, I know the look that she was going for. That's beautiful. That's creative. That's very artistic. That's a very beautiful expression of her heart. That looks fantastic." So whether or not she's actually attractive doesn't actually matter anymore. It's more so the thought behind it, the look that she was going for, that makes her beautiful. Her heart is beautiful, so therefore she's beautiful. But a man sees it and he's like, that doesn't look good.
And honestly, this is no shade at all, but I want to be one of those wives that buys my husband things with my own money, not his money. And I won't be elaborating any further.
Every time I go to the gym, I see this guy, like, he's cute, and I can go at a random time and he's always there. So I'm like, you know what, let me go shoot my shot. So today I shot my shot. I wrote like a little letter, a little note, and it was like, "Gym buddies," with a smiley face, and I put my name and my number. So we'll see if he texts me. If not, I don't care. I'm going with this with friends. Hopefully this doesn't turn into Gym Crush Part 1 where it was just horrible. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Number 3, hack your personality. Ladies, those days are gone where you could just go sit and a man will walk up to you. This is the biggest dilemma in modern dating, that women are constantly complaining. No man is coming up to me. No man is coming up to me. A, you don't look approachable. You're not wearing the right colors, and you did not pack your personality. If you are on your phone, he's not going to come up to you. He's not, okay? Something else too, when you're going to the bar, don't be so quick to rush to the bar and buy yourself your first drink. No, this is the biggest, most common mistake. You want to peep the room, look at your surroundings, look at who's looking at you first, okay? I need you to size it, okay? There's 3 women to the left, there's 2 men to the right, and then you're going to position yourself.
Well, I mean, ladies, you wanted this. You're a strong, independent woman. Yeah, you know, men are, like you said, we're creeps, we're toxic, we're stalkers, we're rapists, we're SAers. You wanted to be left alone. You said you never needed any men, so well, you got your wish.
You know, for some of these women, it's like, am I not important enough or special enough to be approached? Maybe I don't like you, but shoot, it would be nice to know that somebody sees me.
Yeah, they need so much attention, so much validation. That's ego. That's major ego. Shit.
Men don't really necessarily have a problem with that.
Yeah.
It's just that they don't really get anything out of it. You're going to go on TikTok or whatever social media platform and blast the man and act like you, through your body language right now, weren't practically begging and desperate for attention. But you're going to paint the picture like, oh, these guys are too ugly and I can't get them off me. They just lined up everywhere.
I got you something for Father's Day.
For Father's Day. I'm not a father. Whatever it is Dad is wishing for, whatever Dad feels like doing, just do it. Dad has earned it. Have a great day.
Worked hard on this.
It looks beautiful. You did a really good job.
Yeah. Come on. Listerine. In case you need to rinse your mouth out.
Uh-huh.
Hair ties, just in case you need to put your hair up. Just in case you get a little motion sickness. Just, I'm covering all the bases.
All the bases. Clearly, you are ready to go.
I do not want you to hurt your knees. My doll. Let's get rid of some more excuses. So I got that, and I got a regular flavor just in case. To give you options.
Okay, in case I'm allergic.
Give you options, yes.
Very thoughtful
yes,
of you,
yes.
honey.
And just in case everything was to go my way.
Father's Day gift.
Happy Father's Day, baby.
It's kind of sad. Like, why does he have to choose his own Father's Day gift? Couldn't she have chosen something for him or even suggested those? You know, like, it's pretty selfish of her.
So today, I started to feel really anxious and overwhelmed, and my fiance gave me some really good advice and words of wisdom that honestly I've never thought about before, and I wanted to share it in case there's anybody else that feels this way and needs some encouragement.
This world so isn't made for men. I know we're supposed to pretend it's a man's world and it's so unfair for the ladies. No, I'm sorry. We take young boys, we stick them at a desk where they're supposed to sit for hours and hours like reading Jane Austen, and then we're like, oh no, they're not succeeding. Oh well, that's fine, we'll just medicate them. And then we expect them to go from that to cubicles in the workplace where they're just supposed to just tape away on their little laptops, you know, and then eat their sweet green salad, and then get home and walk their wife's hypoallergenic doodle. Men are supposed to be out hunting like thousands of years. They were engineered for stuff like that. And we're like, how about no?
The feminist movement needs to be taken out. I can't. Like, as a woman who enjoys being a woman, who like embraces the yin and yang, and like who wants to be in her soft era, who loves that she's a nurturing person, like, I think the feminist movement has gone so far from what it should have been or whatever was supposed to be. Like, I can't get behind it. And all these comments about you're setting women so far back, like, and then these women have the audacity to be like, men want us to pay for everything and they want their flowers. Like, yeah, because you're trying so hard to prove that you're masculine, that you're a man, that you can do it. Like, and if your household needs to have those reversed roles or whatever, or like that's the agreement, like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to these people that don't even know what they're even fighting for anymore, what feminism is anymore, or what being a woman is anymore.
Yeah, feminism was just friggin', well, like like Rachel Wilson pointed out in her book, basically, which is based on facts. Basically, it was the what was it again? They're the elites, the financial, you know, the ones that the corporation owners and all this stuff, all those financial elites, the ones that own a lot of businesses and assets and all that stuff. They're basically, they wanted to increase their revenues and whatnot, and they said, hey, you know, we can make even more if we get women in the workplace. You know, and the whole thing, and they wondered how they could do that, and you know, and then that's when feminism was created.
I don't want to mow lawns. I don't want to work on cars, and I know it's so much deeper than that. But like, sometimes I do want to cook my man a sandwich or whatever. You don't cook a sandwich, but make him a sandwich. If he did, I do want to cook my man a sandwich or whatever. You don't cook a sandwich, but make him a sandwich. If he did some crazy work.
Cook him a sandwich. Shit.
For me all day.
My husband doesn't know this, but the reason I started waitressing again was to pay off all of his credit cards. I cannot wait to surprise him with a zero balance and to lift all that weight off of his shoulders.
Even though the women gonna talk stupid in the comments, I appreciate you for doing this for your man.
Day one of my series of things that I love it when women do it but hate it when men do it. Number one is vanity of any kind. When a woman knows that
Wait a second.
To surprise him with a zero balance and to pay off all of his credit cards.
So, seems to me she has been using those credit cards, so yeah, it seems fair. Like, she's gonna work it off. Yeah, that's fair. I say that's good on her. She used his credit cards to buy stuff, you know, whatever she wanted, and now she's gonna work to help pay it off to help ease the burden off her husband. Yeah, that's a good wife. Good wife.
I cannot wait to surprise him with a zero balance and to lift all that weight off of his shoulders.
Even though the women gonna talk stupid in the comments, I appreciate you for doing this for your man.
Day one of my series of things that I love it when women do it but hate it when men do it. Number one is vanity of any kind. When a woman knows that she's hot, I eat that shit up. I love it. I love it. I love it. Even if it makes her a bitch, even if it makes her a diva, I love it. I don't care. I'm like, absolutely queen. Absolutely, you're correct. When a man even just has like an inkling that he may be attractive, like if he's even confident that he's like a 6 out of 10, I find that to be repulsive and disgusting. Repulsive and disgusting and foul.
Okay.
A woman in the comments said, facts. I'm giving you an instant follow. I can't wait for the series.
Huh.
The series of foolishness that's about to follow. The series of...
Yeah, this is a lot of...
Absolutely, you're correct. When a man even just has like an inkling that he may be attractive, like if he's even confident that he's like a 6 out of 10, I find that to be repulsive and disgusting.
No, unfortunately, there's a lot of these kind of women out there. And easily, like, she may not display a lot of the classic signs of a feminist, but she is most likely a closet feminist. Like, you don't see the tattoos around the nose, the lip rings, the eyebrow rings, the fucking multiple earrings on her ear. Well, she's got some here. Yeah, you can see some. So there's one telltale sign. Multiple earrings. But she doesn't have the multicolored crazy hair. Yeah, so she's definitely, if not a open feminist, she's a closet feminist. And unfortunately, there's too much women like her in the world. Just totally brainwashed by feminism. Yep. Fucking the future is cooked. More cooked than a well-done turkey.
Repulsive and disgusting and foul.
A woman in the comments said, facts. I'm giving you an instant follow. I can't wait for the series. The series of foolishness that's about to follow. The series of dumb takes. You can't wait for that?
I'm just saying that if someone has an option to make their lives functional for them and they find something that works for them and they're making an income for themselves, good for them.
So
and God obviously gave her the opportunity to do so.
God gave her the opportunity.
No, who's to say? Yeah, no, actually. Who's...
Yeah. God gave her the opportunity to do OnlyFans. Oh my God. See, yeah, that's what I mean. A lot of the feminists, they have that crazy fucking kind of thinking in their head like that. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Who's to say that years down the line that this isn't going to be an awakening and opening a door for something else in the future?
What?
What is like the thing that's like bothering you?
You're wearing a cross. You've got a cross tattoo. You have literally a line above your link to your fans, to your says what? God first. You're clearly not putting God first, because if we habitually and continually, constantly, joyfully and frequently practice sin, we are not children of God.
You can still love God, but if you want to build a relationship with God, you have to let go of sin.
Oh,
Flesh.
me and my connection with God is like this, honey. Nobody at this panel or table is gonna
Does
tell
God
me
want you to
that.
do?
No.
However I talk to God, or however my relationship is with God, or
See,
whatever my conversation.
There's a lot of women like her just fucked in the head. Just fucked. And then she's gonna, like Pearl says, Pearl and Rachel Wilson and all the other people that they prove that a lot of women like her, they're gonna run to a church and then say that, oh, I'm born again. I'm a born again Christian. My whole slate is clean. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be a good Christian traditional wife. So it's okay. I'm gonna get some poor chump to marry me. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
We're with God. It doesn't matter. It's nobody else's opinion but mine. It's my relationship with God. At the end.
She said it's nobody else's opinion but mine, and maybe most importantly God's. It's his opinion.
Do you trust your man around other women?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you trust other women around your man?
No.
If women don't even...
Most importantly God's. It's his opinion.
Do you trust your man around other women?
Yes.
You trust your man around other women?
Yeah.
Do you trust other women around your man?
No.
If women don't even trust other women, why would they expect a man to trust women?
Yeah, exactly. Nah. Got him.
Do you even want to know why I'm not talking to you?
Yeah, thanks for the follow, man.
So what? Do you even want to know why I'm not talking to you? No, I trust and respect your decision.
Somebody's watching me. It's my anxiety.
But there's this perception by women now. It's like you ask them, how would you rate yourself? And it's like, I'm a 10 plus. And I'm like, honey, do you have a mirror? I'm just being objectively honest about this, right? Not everyone is a 10 plus, right? And to walk through life, I understand the difference between, you want to be confident, right? Women are being taught now, be confident. Yeah, but you can't be deluded, right? You can't be deluded. Why not just say, yeah, you know what? I look pretty good. I don't know. I don't rate myself. I look pretty good but I wouldn't say I'm a 10 plus.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Why do men feel as though just because y'all pay bills, y'all should automatically get the catered treatment?
Yeah, boys, don't worry. I got this. Sweetheart, my sister in Christ, have you ever paid bills for a full-grown individual? Do you understand the level of difficulty one must face when the well-being of a full-grown adult or a family is in the palm of your hands? Which ultimately means if you fuck, they fuck. And if paying your bills don't get me catered treatment, what the f does it get me? Y'all are making it more and more difficult for men to even want to be providers for you. I swear. Y'all find every which way to tell the niggas, hey, bro, don't be that. Because I'm still trying to figure out where's the benefit. Is it just I feel like a man? All that. There is no way you want me to believe my life only amounts to making something of myself just so I could pay bills for another woman and possibly some kids. Because if that's the deal, count me out. I'd rather step on a Lego blindfolded before I sign up for a deal like that. No, thank you. Keep it. It's all yours. But you know what? Don't mind me, because y'all ain't gonna listen to me anyway. Y'all keep the change.
And if you have to go to the gym for hours every day, it's not giving alpha, it's giving genetic inferiority, okay? I don't think you should be boasting so much about having to spend hours and hours at the gym, because it just...
Says the one who was fucking had a shitload of plastic surgery and fucking bunch of Botox and other stuff like that, lip filler. Okay. You're full of shit, lady.
Signals that you have to work that much harder to get your beta little body with all its heightened estrogen levels to do what you want it to do. So maybe you should be more careful about, I don't know, posting how you get up at 2 a.m. to spend 5 hours working out and doing ice baths because your testosterone levels were flawed since birth. Darling, it's not giving alpha at all.
Okay.
Have you ever thought that maybe they just enjoy it? Maybe it's become a hobby of theirs, and it's something to brag on. Man, when I first started, I looked like some scrawny kid, but now, man, I work out 2-3 hours, 4 or 5 hours, and I love it, man. I love the way I look. I feel great. I think I'm doing better than I ever have. You ever think they just enjoy it after a while?
Yeah.
Like the first priority was to build confidence and to look good and feel good. But then after a while, they met a couple of people in the gym and they said, hey man, these are my boys. These are my girls. They love me and I love them back. This is a community. This is a culture that, quite honestly, I never thought I'd be a part of. I never thought I'd get into all this stuff. I thought I'd just come up in here, do my reps, do my sets, drink a few things of water, go home and call myself healthy. But now that I'm in here, I've kind of gotten into it and I love it. And I really, really do enjoy it. I could be up here for maybe an hour or so, get some cardio in, get some sets in and go home. But I'm really enjoying this part of my life. And you know what? I think I'm going to keep it rolling. But of course, men can never have anything with women like this around.
I wanted to be with you though, like what are you keep talking about? But it's the fact that when we first started talking, you acted like you like really wanted to for me. And it's once I got pregnant, you start acting weird as fuck.
I told you I wasn't ready for no relationship. I wasn't trying to do none of that. I was just trying to be.
You talking about no relationship. You knew I wanted to be in a relationship with you. I ain't been told you to stop with me. I told you to stop coming around me. I told you to stop coming to my house. You eating my food. You acting like you really mess with me. G, you don't with me for real this whole time. I'm confused. I'm so confused. Why though? After everything, we done been through a lot of shit together and you talking about you don't want to be with me.
Told you, bro, this coming too much. We just kicking it, bro.
How are we just kicking it? We got a whole 2-year-old. You always at my house. Why are you always at my house? Why are you always at my house? Coming over. I'm just doing this thing. You kissing all over me, telling me you love me. Why are you doing this? What?
That's what you want. So, okay, cool. I'm a boy. Of course I'm a, you know.
Modern women will not take an ounce of accountability. How is this man getting in your house? How is he getting to your groceries? I don't understand it. Unless you're letting this man in. Take some accountability.
If there were no men in society, what would you be protecting us from?
Hi, my name's Roma, and when I was 16 years old, I was aggressively raped by a woman, beat the ever-living shit out of me, and threw me in a dumpster. And you know who pulled me out of that dumpster and called 911? An old man, 72 years old, walking with a walker, could barely lift himself, and he took me out of that dumpster, protected me, and got me help. Otherwise, I probably would have died in there. So to answer your question, just like how Lady J said, other women. Thank you.
Some of you guys are not good people at all. You're just not. And it's only a matter of time before y'all continue to chirp, and that's enough for y'all. Y'all's emotions are going to get out of hand, and y'all going to start putting y'all hands on somebody. And because there's no regulation or anything, y'all just live in a state of constant emotion, then somebody's going to get hurt, tragically hurt. And then it's going to be, we need law enforcement. But who's going to be strong enough to do it?
I'm an interracial dater, right? And I don't know if it's just me, but anytime I see a black man and a white woman, I'm just like, I don't know.
What the fuck is she talking about? She dates white men but doesn't like to see black men. Yeah, it's... That's fucked up thinking.
But anytime I see a white man and a black woman, I'm like...
He's like,
You know, I think you'll be okay if you just stop saying stupid stuff.
If you're in a relationship, would you let someone fly you out?
Absolutely.
While in a relationship?
Yeah.
What about your man? How do you think he'll feel about that?
Him. If somebody flies me out, period, I'm out. You only live once. I'm a Pisces.
I'm a Pisces too, by the way. I'm so over people justifying behavior with their horoscope sign. Like, I'm not mean to people. This is how I talk because I'm Capricorn. No, you're an asshole. Astrology can only go so far for me. Like, you can come at me and tell me what you think, but astrology can only go so far.
On today's episode of the dumbest shit been on the internet, this got up here and said, I'm gonna try to say it verbatim. She says that if she's in the club with her friend and you come up to her as a man trying to talk to her, meaning buy her a drink, shot, or food, you have to buy her friend something. You cannot just leave her friend empty-handed because they're a team, they're equal.
What?
My take on that now is that when I want a friend and get her number, I bet you're gonna have a problem with it. Oh, you just said y'all was a team and y'all equal. Looks like you don't know math, because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I gotta buy your friend a drink because I like you? Matter of fact, I don't even like you no more because you sound stupid as fuck. We'll do anything and say anything to get some free shit. At this point, go to Costco's and lap around that 3 times and get samples. Y'all been so whack, like.
I love when girls break up with their boyfriend. Thank you. Yes. Yes. An angel has gained its wings again. Thank you. Please keep doing this. Break up with him.
These people genuinely exist.
Crazy people.
Like, this level of hating has to be studied. People breaking up is your only source. It's my only source of joy? My God, what a hard life you've had. Hating this bad 24/7, it has to take a toll on you.
Man would never.
Would never.
A man would never.
No, you would have had to do it all. You get him 10. Plan, chairs, towels, noodles, food.
Would a man remember a tablecloth?
It's not a man would never. It's not a man would never. A man doesn't need those. He doesn't need. It's not even in the zeit. A tablecloth? What are you talking about, dude? It's not even in the zeitgeist, bro. The dude hang, you don't need the chairs. You don't need the towels. Cooler, beer, you stand, drink, shoot the shit. That's it. We don't even need a toilet. Piss in the yard, dude. It's like, it's not even a would never. It is do not need. Also, this isn't a knock on the ladies. Do you want a tablecloth and snacks and whatever the fully like a hat or something? Go nuts. Enjoy your thing. But dudes aren't doing that because we're incapable. We are. You don't even. It's not even necessary to the good time, bro. Tablecloth for fun? No.
Follow me. Imagine saying, I'm more superior than you are because I bought a tablecloth out here. Are you slow?
Men wear socks that don't even go to the ankle. They go up above, like that little thing, so like they can wear loafers. And no, absolutely not. You're going bare feet, raw dog it in that.
Men smoke watermelon vapes, Sarah. There's
Fucking
nothing worse than
crazy.
seeing a tattooed 6'4" man pull out a watermelon vape. And I'm sitting there smoking a cigarette I'm like, can you just die?
What?
Okay.
What?
I'm pretty sure that guy's gonna live longer than her, because he's smoking the vape and not a cigarette, which is shown the average cigarette has over 100 or 200 chemicals, known chemicals in it, and then over close to about 1,000 of those are unknown chemicals. And the vape doesn't have a lot of carcinogenic chemicals as cigarettes do. So, I mean, yeah, he's gonna live longer than you, lady.
A lot of the men are not gonna like this, but it's the truth. When a woman plays you and you're thinking, oh, I still hit though, you actually lost, because if she never liked you to begin with, she doesn't care that you used her for her body, because statistically, most women do sleep around, so they don't care. You're just another number for them. And to be honest, from what I've seen, there are men out there who don't care about a female's past, and they're still gonna treat her right. So who truly lost if you used her, and in the end, she just gets with a better guy? The fact that you have the mindset of oh, I still hit though, to be honest, that is very funny, and I enjoy seeing comments like that if it is a joke. But to the guys that are serious, you truly lost, because she's never really liked you to begin with. And also, she's probably making fun of your game to other...
Why would that man care? I guess would be my question. He wouldn't. It's a transaction. I'm getting something out of it. Hopefully, you're getting something out of it. But at the end of the day, I got what I needed and I moved on down the road. I'm not trying to continue seeing you. If you find a man that's worse than me or better than me, More power to you. When is the wedding? I'd love to come. Congratulate you guys, get you a gift. But that was just a transaction.
Just being honest, ladies, the way y'all treat some of these men out here, I know you wouldn't dare want a female treating your son like this. Okay, you wouldn't dare want your son to be out here looking and acting like no trick. So it just baffles me how y'all come with this energy. I don't know if y'all too consumed in social media and the facade that's all on the internet, but that man is not obligated to do for you unless you're his girl or his wife. He's just not. The entitlement is crazy.
One of the weirdest things about being like a pretty enough girl or whatever in New York, or maybe this happens everywhere and I've just like never really been single before, but like it's so weird how many guys think that you're just down to engage in like they'll start out being like, oh, like, can I get your number, like, meh. And then if you're like, no, they're like, well, I'll give you money. Baby, this just made your case a lot worse.
It's actually pretty refreshing to hear that money isn't something that moves you. For a lot of these women, aka Shira 7 and the young ladies that listen to what she's talking about, this is the gateway to their heart.
If I see a cute guy in public, I'm like, just 20 seconds of insane courage, just always say what you feel and just don't leave anything unspoken because that you just don't have time to regret things.
I love that so much. 20 seconds of insane courage.
That is from a movie from We Bought a Zoo. I can't take that as my own quote, but I swear that I live by that quote now. The quote is, sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage, and I promise you something great will come of it. And I think that's so powerful. It was my iPhone wallpaper for a while.
Yes, ma'am. I have full body chills right now. I think if more of us lived that way, right? Like, that's a powerful statement.
I just had this thought that we as girls are always looking out for guys as red flags. Like, is he emotionally available? Does he still talk about his ex? What is his response time? Like, all this like stuff you see on TikTok. And then at the end of the day, when you find somebody that is emotionally available, that is like, hey, I really like you, like I want to be serious and I want to date you, you kind of pull back and then you start being emotionally available. You start responding like every 5 hours, and as soon as he texts you, you're just like cringing on your phone and being like, why is he sending you like a picture of him? I'm a true believer in that universe is just like saying that this is not your right person, because if it was, two people would be on the same page, and it doesn't matter if you are or he is or not emotionally available. If it's the right person, it's just gonna happen. So I don't know, you tell me.
So you're looking for validation, and once you got it, you started wasting his time, basically. And now you're talking about the universe, as if the universe made you make these dumb decisions. You guys need to really get some rest.
If you hate women so much, why don't you just date men?
I never said I hate women.
You said women deserve less. Isn't that hating them? Why don't you just date men?
Number one, I don't hate women. And I like how you immediately came to that conclusion. I think if anything, we need to give women less because we care about them. Women want a guy that is attractive. And attraction a lot of times comes from you being dominant and assertive and not necessarily listening to everything that she wants. And you're being a boss. So I think you're actually doing her a service by making her work for your validation, your attention as a man.
That's just your preference. I don't know how many women you've met like that, but like, not all women are the same.
Yeah, okay. The reality is most women don't want to be in a relationship with a guy who isn't competent, leadership traits, attractive, tall, good shape, etc. Women want a guy
That's
that
what
has
you
his stuff
want in a
together.
man. Why do you keep describing what women want in a man? Like, you're just
Because it's a fact.
Yeah, the data shows that, lady.
It's
Biological
not a fact. You're describing what you want in men.
Okay, good one. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been shown throughout time that women have a pretty narrow attraction trigger base of what they like in men.
And you have a narrow attraction trigger base too. You just want women with 0 body counts and all that.
Okay. That's not what I said. I think you're misrepresenting my position, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you like men.
Okay, good one.
There's a couple of dudes in the comments, well, a few of them, I think, talking about she's right. She's right in the fact that not every woman wants the same thing. She's not right in the fact that women pretty much want a man not necessarily to be dominant, but they want a man to be able to dominate his space. They want a man.
Yeah, she's a feminist. She doesn't have all that crazy hair stuff or anything like that, but yeah, she's a feminist. Most likely a closet, maybe covert feminist.
To be able to take charge, because they're going to want to, as they say, submit to the man. they're going to want a man that's a leader. Eventually, it don't matter what you say, don't matter how you say it. A woman somehow naturally is going to look at the man most of the time and say, go ahead and lead. There's going to get, at some point in time, they're going to be like, you know what? Today, this month, this year is just not my year. And I need my rock to help me out. You've got to be competent enough for me to say, go ahead and take it. If you don't show me through our dating / courting phase that you're going to be able to take care of me, protect me, and provide for me during the times that I'm down, I don't want to have anything to do with you at all. So a man has to know those things. He has to be competent. So Myron is actually right. You're going to want a man that's dominant in that way. A man that can command, a man that can take control of his space. That I don't know why that's up for debate.
I'm a firm believer that if you're dating a man, you should not be showing him wife tendencies, wife skills, wifey traits until that man finds it. I was talking to a girlfriend of mine.
This is a perfect example of why you do not take advice from random people on TikTok, and I guess I'm being hypocritical because I'm about to give some advice. For those who don't know, this is a girl who makes a lot of dating videos, and this girl's telling you not to basically show tendencies that would make you look like a long-term partner until a man earns it. And wouldn't you guess it, most of her content is about how she struggles in the dating market.
Over a man. Good morning. No, it wasn't worth it, but for a different reason.
She doesn't understand how she clearly is the problem in most of her videos. Like, literally, she has in her most viral video of her crying in her car talking about her financial problems. And then in her second most viral video, it's her trying to give an excuse for the fact that she's in credit card debt, but she uses all of her money to go on expensive trips. You shouldn't have to wait until you're 60 years old to go and travel the world. Maybe if you were more financially responsible, you wouldn't have to wait until your 60s to go and travel the world. But anyways, let's get back to her point. Saying something as dumb as don't show a man wife tendencies, and by wife tendencies, I guarantee you all this girl means is like treat a guy respectfully, you know, be nice to him, like maybe, I don't know, like help him out like with things that he needs help with. Don't do that until he earns it. Don't do that until he earns it. And by earns it, you mean like treats you as if you're his wife, like treats you respectfully, takes you out, takes care of you, does nice things. It's almost like, you know, you want that, but you won't give it, which seems to be the commonality with all of these girls who make videos complaining about the fact that they can't find anybody. They constantly want, and then they don't give anything in return. A lot of these girls mistake the fact that they have high standards with high expectations of other people. Having high expectations is when you want something, but you don't provide anything at all. Having high standards is me saying, hey, I go to the gym. I want the girl that I'm with to go to the gym. Imagine doing this in any other context. Like, imagine basically saying like, yeah, listen, if you want to be promoted to a manager at a job, don't act like a manager. Act like a normal employee, and then your boss should just promote you because, you know, he should just assume that when you get the title of being a manager, you'll suddenly become one. That is not how it's going to work, and so many of these girls are constantly afraid to just show that they care about somebody because of the feeling that they're afraid of doing something and it not being reciprocated. I personally would rather give my everything and know that I put full effort into a girl or just in general a relationship than sit there and not try and blame it on, well, listen, they didn't earn it yet. The moral of the story is maybe you should take your own advice because self-awareness is definitely not key, but that's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think?
For some of these women, a man has to break his back, almost quite literally, in order to win over the woman, even 20%. That man has to put forth effort upwards of 10,000% to even get maybe 20% effort out of her. Oh, well, I'll throw a little something your way. As if I'm a dog. I'll throw you a little bone. As if I'm an animal. As if I'm waiting at your every beck and call. These women, man. Anyway, just clown behavior.
Yeah,
it is. What do you mean exactly by consistency? Consistency.
Like, show me consistently that you're interested in me.
Okay.
Because I feel like the men are the providers, the men are the hunters. The men go, you know, the Bible say if a man find a good thing, you know, he finds a wife. We don't go looking for husbands; they look for us.
Yeah, that's
you
the traditional way. Yeah.
Yeah, but nowadays it's like I don't know what's going on in the air, or whatever. But when I see a man that is actually masculine, know what he wants, and he goes for it, nowadays a lot of these men want the woman to chase them. Like it's like you the woman and I'm the man now. I'm pursuing you.
I mean, you out here picking it up and shit. I'm joking.
Well, what's going on in the air is that you guys are not You guys are not actually wives.
Yeah. Yep.
You guys are not actually wives. You're just women. And women don't get married. You marry a wife. You marry somebody that is acting as a wife would and happy to perform the duties as a wife, not just some random woman.
I'm gonna tell y'all about the time we went on a 2-man and my homegirl cried in the corner while I got. This was when we was on our 2-man tour, and we actually just was trying to go to a party that night. And back then, when I was in college, we didn't never know where the parties was gonna be at. Sometimes we knew through Twitter, but most times we just went to 704 East Lizzie Street in Greensboro, and we would find a party somehow. So we pull up and we hear the sounds of music. We go upstairs and we follow the sounds and we do find a party, but the party was just getting started. So there was nobody in there for real. So we go back out into the hallway to, like, you know, let it marinate or whatever. We ended up seeing 2 boys that we hadn't knew from partying. You know, if you party all the time, you go out all the time, you start to see the same people. You don't know their names or nothing, but y'all start speaking, y'all get friendly. We was like that. We have been seeing them for maybe like years, like year maybe. Cause we was party girls. We went to every party every weekend. They like, y'all could come chill with us until the party get jumpy, you know, like just come chill. They stayed in the same apartment complex. Keep in mind, me and my homegirl was sober. Somehow we got onto the conversation of, and one of the boys was like, oh, I actually am prescribed them, so I have some if y'all want to pop one in. We like, duh, rock, give a statement.
So stupid.
I'm looking for one to settle down now. I want one.
I am a firm believer that if you're dating a man, you should not be showing him wife tendencies, wife skills, wifey traits until that man earns it. I was talking to a girlfriend of mine and she
that thinking's so stupid. Then he's just gonna think, okay, well, you just want to be a one night stand, you just want to be an easy lay, I guess, or you just want to be a lay. That's it. You don't want to show him right away that you could be a wife and whatnot, that you're worthy of being a wife, that you have the potential of being a wife. Yeah, these women today are just, they're fucked in the head, man, because of feminism. They're fucked in the head.
was like, yeah, like reorganized his cabinets and like, you know, gave him like a dish tray and like gave him something of mine so that his life could be a little more organized and better. Oh my God. I almost gifted a man a plant. Like I almost went out and bought a nice plant because I was like, oh, this would look really nice in your apartment. And you said you kind of thought you would like one. Like I almost went and like brought this man a plant. And then he like deadass disrespected me that night. You gotta earn that. I'm glad I didn't do it because like, wow. No, you don't deserve the wife traits until you treat a woman right. And then you get the wife traits. And then I'll cook for you. And then I'll do the things that you would have never realized made your life better.
How's that working out for you, lady? How's that working out for you?
Better. Ever. Until you get like a good woman, all right? But the key is to treat her right. And then she will give you those skills, okay? And girls, if you're giving the man the wife traits before he deserves that, what are you doing? What are we doing? Stop. Literally stop. Till that man punches it. You know what I mean? Like, seriously? Like, women, we think, like, oh, we want to show him that we can be, like, a wife. No. If you love a man, you will show him, you know, all the things that make his life better. You don't just give it to him.
I know Santiago watched it and gave his opinion. This is a terrible take. This is a terrible take. He's got to earn it. He's got to earn a plant. You can buy those for $20 at Walmart. He's got to earn that. He's not worthy of a $20 plant. Let's say you give him a $50 plant. The man has been paying $150 for dates. And he's not worthy of a plant? A $50 plant? After 3 dates? What's 150 times 3? He's not worthy of that? You guys really have to get over yourselves at some point in time. You want that man through anything and everything to be constant, to be steady. No matter how far I flip out on you. I've been looking at TikToks of women going through menopause, flipping out on their husband. Husband tries to give them a hug. Get off me, don't touch me. Knowing, talking about, man, I know I'm flipping out, but I don't know what to do. I don't know how to control it. I'm so mean to my husband. A woman said, we've been together for 31 years. I'm so mean these days. And a husband has to endure that. He has to endure you intentionally making his life miserable. Well, it's not me, it's my menopause. I get it. But a man is expected to find a way around your shortcomings. He's expected to find a way around the stuff that you be doing that be making him mad, making his life harder, making his day more difficult, stressing him out, and still do it with a smile on his face, love you, never let down, never say. And imagine if you're going through menopause and you're having all those emotions and changes. I want you to be emotionally vulnerable to me. How can I? You're already overwhelmed. I can't put that on you. I can't put more on you. Imagine if you're pregnant or it's your time of the month. Oh, open up to me. How can I? How can I? You're already going through so much, physically and emotionally. I have to be the rock. A rock never moves. People kick rocks over all the time. They throw rocks across the pond, skipping rocks. They love to do it. I used to love to do it. Throw it over the mountain, rock slide down a hill. You beat a rock up, you stomp on a rock, you kick a rock, punch a rock, you mad. There's a whole bunch of stuff that people do to rocks because they're hard and they can take it. And a rock never says anything. But if you hit a rock hard enough at the right angle and over time, then that rock cracks. That rock will break. Boy, you gotta be a strong rock. You gotta be a alpha, a double alpha male. The rock's gonna break at some point in time if you keep on messing with it like that over time. Oh, that's why you gotta. I'm looking for a man. $100,000. That ain't nothing. Well, you need to have at least I say 500,000. It doesn't matter. Your mindset is wrong. So you'll continue every single day to throw that rock off the cliff. And then when you get down to the end of the cliff, oh, it ain't broken yet? Let me see how much more it can take. And throw it off. Oh, you can pay 150. You can pay 150. You can pay 150. Oh, man, we can go on this vacation over here. We can go over here for this vacation. We can do this. We can do that. Oh, I just want to be myself. I just want to go out with my girls. Oh, I want to go on another girl's trip. Oh, and another girl's trip. Stay here and take care of the kids. Don't you have a mom? Give them to your parents and you go out with the boys. You're too far out. You're too far out. What you doing? Come on back to the shore. I'm fishing with my buddies. You're too far out. I don't want you that far. Where are you at? You've been golfing all day. I've been all day with the kids. You just came off on another girl's trip where you was gone for a week. Talking about you going through stuff and you need me to support you. Huh? Huh? But you won't even buy me a plant. All right. Yep. Why would... I'm just making the case, why would men want that? Why would men want that? How is that a good deal? I sign up for 30 to 40 years of you just throwing me off a cliff every day. Not physically, not literally, metaphorically. Doing me wrong, not giving your best effort. I saw a guy in the comments. He said, I can't agree with this take. I don't advocate for halfway doing anything in life, man or woman. Put your best foot forward for the person you are interested in every time. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but you are 100% doing what you should always try to do. A man all the time would have to give you 110%. All the time, 200%. Go above and beyond. I need 300% from you. And then the next one, oh, she got 300%. I'm going to do 400%. And then y'all get up to 1,000%. And then men said, that's not even real. That don't even exist. Yeah. Well, somebody, I'm praying to God, he's not going to send it. He's not going to send it to you at all. You're not the one. It's not worth it, man. It just isn't. If a woman is requiring you to do that type of stuff, and this is not to say that you should treat women with disrespect or do women wrong or not try to do anything for women, but it's not worth it. And I'm sorry to say that. You are not worth that. Yeah. You're worth it as a human being for respect and love and all that stuff, but just you're not worth saying, well, let's go on a vacation, $4,000 or $5,000 vacation, $10,000 vacation. Yeah. And then turn around and be like, well, you made me mad, so I ain't gonna buy you these Jordans, or I ain't gonna buy you this $400 or $500 birthday dinner. after I just took you on a $10,000 vacation. I just bought you a car as a push present, man. And now you upset and you and your feelings. Oh, I'm not taking you out for your birthday. I'm not giving you this for Father's Day. That $200 gift, I took it back. It's already gone. I'll send it back. And then you get on TikTok embarrassing me, talking about how I don't deserve. Man, no.
Yep, that's for sure, man. Crazy, man. Crazy times to live in. Crazy times. Crazy times. It's insane, man. Yep. Yeah. We live in times where women think they're being oppressed, even though they got so much power now that one word from them can send a guy to fucking jail. Yeah. What else is here? Nothing else really. Lighthouse, blah, blah, blah.
At the beginning.
At the beginning.
What up, guys? Welcome to my reaction series. Today we're talking about...
Yeah, check that Pearl for a while. Yeah.
What up, guys? Welcome to my reactions.
So
what up, guys? Welcome to my reaction series. Today we're talking about modern women having to approach men. So, back in the day, there was a social contract between men and women. A man would see an attractive woman, approach her, and try to shoot his shot in a respectful manner. Or a young man would approach a young woman's father and ask him if he could take his daughter out on a date. It was nice, it was simple, but like most things that tend to make sense, modern women messed that whole thing up. They called it patriarchy and misogyny. Now men aren't approaching women, and women for sure aren't approaching men en masse. Now it's just one big staring contest. There are some women that have worked up the courage to approach men, and let's take a look at some of them. And fellas, I want you to rate their Riz in the comments. So this is Lit Girl 1.
Okay, the script. So
okay, let me make it full screen. Let's rate her Riz. Would you, if she approached you, would you respond?
Okay, the script. So I went up to the counter of the coffee shop and was like, oh, do you guys have a pen? And then they gave me a pen and paper, and then I wrote my number on it, and I was initially going to give it to a waiter to then like drop it off, because I was wearing a white hat and I was kind of opposite him, so I was just going to get them to be like, oh, the girl in the white hat like wanted you to have a number, basically. But then I just got this like overwhelming boost of confidence, and I just walked straight up to him, tapped him on the back. He had his headphones in and he was working, so I definitely caught him by surprise. And I was like, hey, excuse me, so sorry to bother you. Are you single at all? And he goes, yeah, I am. And then I was like, oh, can I give you my number? And he was like, yeah. And then we had really like quick small talk. And then I was like, oh, I've got to go, but it was lovely to meet you. And then he's like, lovely to meet you. And that was it. And then I walked away. And honestly, even the feeling, it was exhilarating. So honestly, highly recommend. But I feel like I'm invincible now, which I'm absolutely not. Something happened today and I am traumatized.
Okay.
All right, rate or Riz, guys. I think that's, men, they don't take much. So if he's single and he found her attractive, it's probably good enough. It's so much easier for us than it is for a guy. Let's look at this.
So I approached a guy at the gym and asked him for help, and it was like a good news, bad news type of situation. Mostly bad news, but I'm gonna give you the tea. So I was like moving something across the gym, and I was like huffing and puffing when I was done, and we ended up making eye contact, and then we just started like a conversation, and he was like, oh, if you ever need any help with anything, like let me know. And I'm like, okay, bet. Like I'm taking that as you're like offering me help. I'm gonna ask you for help. So fast forward a couple minutes later, I finished my hip thrust. I'm literally dying, and I was like, I'm gonna go ask him for help just to bring the barbell up from like the ground up into the rack, so I don't have to do it, and then I can unrack my weight. Hi, can I get 2 shots of espresso over ice in a venti cup? And then do you guys have the vanilla protein?
All right, rate that Riz. Would it work on you? Would it work on you, fellas?
Protein shake, the cow one. I can never say it. $8.57 for Starbucks is such a ripoff. But anyways, so he helps me with that, and then he like, is like, okay, have a good workout, whatever. So we end up walking downstairs at the same time. We have like a 10-minute conversation at the bottom of the stairs. We end up exchanging numbers. I'm like, Bet, that's so cool. I had a feeling I was like, I don't think that this is going to go anywhere, but like, at least I put myself out there. So we were texting for a little bit. And then finally he goes like, what's your situation? And to me, that's like a red flag. I don't know. It just gave me like a weird vibe. So I'm like, okay, I'm no kids. I'm like not married. I'm like single, looking for a relationship essentially. This man tells me that he is married. But it's complicated. Okay, so you're married. To which I said, thank you for your transparency. Like, I'm super glad I didn't go out with him. And then he told me that. I said, thank you for your transparency, and I wish you the best of luck. So this story is to say that, like, just because you, like, open up the door to have a conversation with somebody doesn't mean that it's always going to go the way that you want it to or the way that you think it's going to go. But at the end of the day, you're still opening the door and you're putting yourself out there and you're trying. And there's no harm in trying. Just pray that God gives you guidance and discernment along the way. And if you need a good, quick, high-protein hack, 2 shots of espresso over ice, venti cup from Starbucks, and then this vanilla bean, shake it up together. It's so good.
Well, take that L. But Raider Riz, guys, would that work on you? Would that work on you?
Have you been through a nasty breakup, a false accusation, or divorce court hell? Our private university isn't just about self-improvement. It's about protecting yourself as a man. We brought on legal child support officers, legal experts to teach you how to defend yourself before it happens. Reduce your risk, arm yourself with knowledge. Go to pearlinvite.com, watch the short video, and apply because nobody is coming to save you, but we can show you how to save yourself.
Knowledge is power.
If you were approached by this woman in public, would you be excited or offended? Let me know in the comments.
So I was at the grocery store the other day, and I'm in the produce section. And I'm like shopping for sweet potatoes, and I'm kind of like, my basket's in front of like the sweet potato area, and I see this guy walk up, and he's sort of like kind of hovering around me with like one of those little plastic bags, and I thought, like, is he trying to get to the sweet potatoes too? And he was a good looking man, and I thought, okay, here's my chance. Like, I'm going to use this as an opportunity. And so, and by the way, if you're new here, I'm Jenny. I'm a dating coach, and I'm on my own dating journey, and I'm taking you along, and I'm teaching you and giving you great ideas for ways.
Women are never experts in something when they teach it. It's always they're on a journey.
Yep.
Always.
To meet men and turn IRL meet cutes into potential relationships and get off the dating apps. So, I said to him, "Oh, am I in your way?" And he was like, "Oh no, I'm just trying to get this bag open." And it's, how those produce bags are like impossible to get apart. And I was like, "Oh, I know what you mean." I was like, if we were in our grandparents' generation, they would have licked their finger and like, you touched it like that. And he goes, "I know," but he was like, post-COVID, like, I can't do that. And I was like, "Tell me about it. We're all germaphobes now." And we laughed, right? And we had a great little exchange, like a great little moment. I ultimately decided I wasn't feeling it, but it would have been easy for me to have.
She wasn't feeling it. Yeah, okay.
Converted that into like kind of flirting with him a little bit, and then converting that into something more potentially, right? If he was feeling the same way. And so I thought, this is a great one to remember. Okay.
I smell bullshit. I smell a lot of bullshit.
Because you could really use this anytime you wanted to, right? Because here's the key. When you approach a man, like, if he's interested at all, he's going to help keep the conversation going. Like, all you need to do is just start it up and like say something and be friendly. And I was being funny and friendly. Like, I'm a very expressive person. Like, I don't have a problem talking to people. I love talking to people that I don't know. So as long as you get it started, then if he's interested at all, he's going, or if he's just a nice person, he's going to keep it going, which he did, right? Like, we had a funny little exchange. There was more in there that I can't remember, but that was the basic gist. So the thing that I was realizing is you can really use this anytime, because you don't actually have to think that the man wants to get to whatever you're standing by, right? Like, you could actually create this scenario where all you do is, like, say you see a cute guy in the store, you just kind of saunter on over to whatever he's in front of, act like you're looking for it too, and then kind of maybe get in his way a little bit. You'd have to be very subtle with this, okay? And then be like, oh, was I in your way? Right? Done. You don't actually have to think that he wanted to get to what you wanted. You just have to kind of create the.
What if the guy's like, yeah, can you move?
Yeah,
right. Like
that's what I was thinking. Like, excuse me, can you move? I'm trying to grab something. And also too, what she's suggesting. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that what men used to do before? They tried like use little stuff like that to get close to women and say, hey, oh, you like this stuff? I do too. You know, stuff like that, right? So, but they're calling that creepy, perverted, and stalker-like now. So isn't what she's suggesting stalker-like stuff too? So, you know?
Like replicate the scenario. I've heard men say that like a lot of times, like very attractive men especially have so many women approaching them that a lot of times like it's the ones that actually or they have so many women that are interested in them that it's the ones that actually approach them and make themselves known that tend to get their attention. And a lot of times too, like men noticing it was really just a proximity thing. We think sometimes that it means something about us, we're not attractive enough or whatever if men aren't approaching us, but a lot of times it really just comes down to like you have to make yourself obvious. Right? Men are very in the moment creatures. I don't even want to say, I hate all the man bashing that's gone around for years, like men are just oblivious. They're not oblivious, they're just in the moment, right? So you kind of have to just be in the moment too. Like you have to be in their moment, right? So like you just need to be in proximity and create an excuse to say something. And that's a great one because you don't have to feel like.
My favorite Riz was still the first one, but it could be because she was the best looking one.
You're like really putting yourself out there.
Okay, who's next? Who's next? Let's see. We're gonna rate the Riz.
Oh my God, yes, for sure I've approached guys. Now, obviously, it's a lot easier when you're, a girl. You can pretty much get away with a lot more. Even more than that, I used to do door-to-door sales, 100% commission. And what is approaching, if not knocking on someone's door to sell solar panels? So if you live in the Southern California area, probably knocked on your door. But what usually helps me and how I do it, my kind of style, is I'm usually talking to everybody, right? I'm a really big extrovert. So I'm talking to a lot of people in the bars and the clubs or wherever I'm at. And I usually always find a reason to include the guy that I want to talk to in the conversation, even if it's like, hey, what do you think? You're being too quiet over there. Something along those lines to invite him into my fun. I kind of turn my attention back to the group and then back to him, back to the group. If I like him, then I will then isolate him and talk to him more one-on-one and see where it goes from there. But I will tell you why girls, including myself, actually don't like approaching that much is when a girl approaches, a guy just automatically assumes, most of the time, most men automatically assume they're in, and then they'll just like boy barnacle to me the rest of the night. And then it's like, oh God, I just kind of wanted to feel you out a little bit. Realize that even though you might be good looking, not my style, if you will. And then I got to find a way to like back out or excuse myself to the bathroom, leaving him probably very confused. When a guy has a courage to approach me, it automatically weeds out all the other ones because I know that that guy has courage. Even if I'm not into it, he still walks away with my respect.
Oh, well, what the fuck does he get though? Nothing.
Okay, rate that Riz, guys. I'm gonna give her, for a woman, this is on a female scale, because we're not very good at this, obviously. I'm gonna give like a 6.
Sounds dumb to me.
Let's see the last one.
I'm at Jack's Way Frida for lunch, and there's a really cute guy at the bar, so I kind of want to go up to him and say hi. And he's by himself. My friend just confirmed, so I'm going to go up to him. Jack, you looking? Sitting right there at the bar.
I did not like that wave. This is my least favorite so far.
And I'm going to go say hi, because I think he's cute. Whatever, who cares? Say hi. Yeah.
She's got a good body. That's going to help. She's thin, at least. The voice, I thought she might be kind of fat.
The voice, yeah. Actually.
Body, that's going to help. She's thin, at least.
Whatever. I don't like her body too much. This one, though, I like.
The voice, I thought she might be kind of fat.
This one wears baggy clothes, but yeah, I can tell right away that she has a nicer body than her. Yeah, I can tell right away. She has a nicer butt than the other one. That one's like, meh.
She's crazy.
He's not cute. He just looked her up and down.
All right, what, is he into it?
Like, I have money. Why is he just sitting at a bar on Thursday? See, this is insane. Obviously.
This used to be normal like 10 years ago.
He sees your phone. Wait for his number. My number, and we're all gonna go out tomorrow.
That's the difference between women that want to be in relationships and women that don't. Because the women that actually want to be in relationships, they'll put their ego aside and do stuff that could potentially get them rejected. The women that don't want to be, they just get off on rejecting men. I think I liked that one. That one was fine. I thought the wave was kind of weird in the beginning, but I'm gonna give that a 6.5. I put that a second. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you like the video on your way out. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Well, I was gonna play a game, but I wanted to play it on my new computer I got here, which I got a 5070 Ti, and yeah, I think I'll do that tomorrow. So for now, I'll just call it a night, because there's no other game I really want to play right now. Just looking through my list. FTL. FTL looks alright, I guess, but maybe some other time, maybe, or maybe just to see what the hell it's about. Nah, I don't feel like it now. Some other time, yeah. I think I'll just call it an episode. So for now, I'm just going to see. Let's check over what's on the Twitch here.
Should
just
probably
dumb.
He's drunk, really.
Okay. So what's on the Twitch? Buckfoozle. So she's just chatting.
Ready for a live casino where you can bring your game to the table? To take on live dealers like only you can.
Like only
then you're
you
ready
can.
For OLG.ca's live casino. Put your own spin on live game shows.
Teamfight tactics.
Games. Because at OLG.ca, you play you.
Is the ads done? Oh, she's watching anime.
It's literally a war game out here. I gotta keep up appearances and all. It does that sound pretty tiring. Not a life. Distraction. I'm running.
Helldivers.
FanDuel Casino has your chance at the #1 feeling, winning, which ranks even higher than the 18th best feeling.
Fuck
saving
you,
a kid
ads.
from a well. 59 years later.
Fuck Are there ads on this one too?
Agree with you on that. Like half a second
All right.
sooner and you could have landed on the FOB and immediately hopped on the gun. Yeah. And then I would have pooped my pants,
Nice.
said, we need to pause the stream real quick, and then it'd be like, no, that's
All right.
undemocratic. We're just going to play through the rest of this mission with pooping
All right.
my pants.
I guess I'll pass you on to
And
Buck
we would've
Foozle. Let's see if we can
continued
rate
on,
him.
And, you know, it would have been a moment to remember. Battle tapes, let's go. Wait, battle tapes, basically, yes. Are you in Phoenix? Basically, yes.
Ah.
Oh, wait, I need to go this way.
Raid Buck Foozle,
I need to
please.
grab my shite.
All right.
Actually, I don't need to grab my shite. We can mob in the direction of freedom, which is actually this way.
Yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna have my new
Call
computer
this
set up. Like, it's already set up. I just need to hook it up.
It's even
Set up my
holding my
desk
mouse.
too. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
And
Rating now.
Dude, the de-escalator is so chill. Nate and I graduated high school in 1995. Dude, I was born in 1995. Were you guys at the hospital when I was born? That would be also even more serendipitous. Like, we could add another layer to this. Dude, that's so crazy. Right, so we set up this golf course at MSU. People still play. Really? Okay, I always used to go up Patty Canyon. My wife and I would go up Patty Canyon. Well, at that time we weren't. Well, no. We got married when we were still doing that too.
It was okay.
1999 grad. Hey, Pasty George. Oh my God, holy crap, dude! I'm just having like crazy instances of a small world connection, and my brain had a total aneurysm, and I didn't process the raid notification. I'm so sorry. Also, I haven't slept in like 3 years. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? I hope it was fantastic. 2018 grad. I was homeschooled, so I never graduated. No, actually, I just took my GED and SAT. Right when I turned 17.
You look like the type of chap who does the old squished lizard in the shower.
Whoa, what? Type of chap who does the old squished lizard in the shower?
Well, anyways.
I don't know what the squished lizard is, but I have multiple.
But anyways, yeah. So thanks for watching.
2000 baby.
What the fuck? But yeah, anyways, I'll be back on Ding It tomorrow.
Agree with that statement. Gotta love the way the flash bombs flip.
Yeah, tomorrow between 9 p.m. to whatever time. All right. So thanks for watching, and until next time.